Yes, chat people, this is Michael Shamaya representing. I say, hear the lion voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes, wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
The time has come for lions to tell our own story. Yes, you're listening to Lion's Voice. I is Rastafari chilling from the island of St. Croix. Yeah, I'm bringing you Rastafari vibes. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Babylon born when Rasta come together. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Because Babylon done when I and I come together. Look how we live together, look how we work together, Whoa, Babylon done when Rasta come together. Hail I, Rastafari, His Majesty and Empress men in bless. Yeah man, hailing from St. Croix, Rastafari, hail you.
Aye.
Greetings, I'm Sister Aisha Diana Conwood, currently the Assistant Commissioner of Agriculture for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Time for the lioness to roar. You know, this is the lion's voice. Lioness, let's roar, lion pour. Ah!
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice. Them could never conquer the mountains. Thousands of years and counting. Ethiopia rise again unto the world. Now we are announcing. Them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. When the trumpet sound and the violence cease, how we say one go build up the cities. Well, them a plan for war, we a plan for peace. And now we see them wanna go dismantle the base. Rastafari crown as the Prince of Peace. Him tell the youths them fi build up them countries. Well, solar energy that them a see. The whole city powered by the sun's energy. The road them make out of hemp and concrete. Neighborhoods full of fruit trees that taste sweet. The youths put down them guns, them harvest and a reap. The beautiful gardens will line every street. Tired of the bloodshed, them done with the beef. Not even animals for that, them burn out the meat. Where people say Haile Selassie, I see Nile. When they see say him a treat the dirt like a child. Peace on earth from the banks of
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabet is giving birth in a place called Ergersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Tafari's father, Ras Tafari, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras McCunnan is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras McCunnan knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Ras Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
Come be a part of history and experience the sharing of wisdom from some of the most brilliant thought leaders in our community. Come see Muda Baruka, Styles P, Nori Muhammad, Lawrence Haja, Dr. Dorothy Holly, Dejaz Mach Kwasi, Deborah Hines, and Midwife Asasia impart their wisdom at Groundings with My Brothers and Sisters, a holistic health conference. A plant-based breakfast and lunch are included. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of his chosen queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwesi Bansu, aka the Chazmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk Live. Welcome to the Lion's Voice Network and welcome to Lion Talk Live, where the Lions are telling our own story and we're doing it live. If this is your first time on the platform, I just love, welcome. This is a Rastafari reality that is manifesting fully, unapologetically Rastafari, and I do give thanks for each and every one of the item who have been witnessing the journey, the uprising, because we have to have our own platform. I've said that from the beginning, and I'm giving thanks that it's finally soaking in. I see the love out there. I'm feeling it. We just hit 11,000 subscribers today. So big up the Lion Pride. And if this is your first time, if you subscribe, you are part of the Lion Pride. So big up on yourself, because as I said, I feel the love. I see we are the fastest growing Rastafari platform right now on the whole internet. Everyone is talking about Lion Voice Network. Who is treading this lifestyle? You know what I mean? So me give thanks for that. And to all content creators, this is just an example that we have to focus in on our niche. We can't be all things to all people. One of the biggest mistakes content creators make is that they want to please everybody. You cannot please everybody. In going and leaning into your niche, this is how you find that universal love, because there's something universal in authenticity. So just be who you are and things are going to manifest, and the whole world can see that this vision, what started as a vision for I, is now manifesting into, a reality.
So me really do give thanks for all of the family, you know what I mean, for supporting the vision. Big up the Lion Pride on Patreon. We just finished with a recap, the Grounding with Our Brothers and Sisters conference. If you saw the intro, we have the whole intro. I haven't had a chance to update it, but the recap is now available on the channel. So go check out the recap. Muta Baruka, Nuri Muhammad, who else was there? Styles P, the rapper Styles P, humble brethren greet up, you know, the way the brethren greet family. I didn't even know say Styles P, the kind of humility and love. I'm walking off the stage and a man just say, yes, Ras, and you know, give me a one of them greeting where you know, and me I say, who this? And when me look down, it's Styles P, you know what I mean, legendary member of the Lock. So that was a beautiful thing. We have the recap up on the channel. Make sure you go to I Never Knew TV and watch. He started to drop the clips of all of the panelists. Make sure they them go and check it out. Powerful thing. And for the 10,000 subscriber episode, we sat down with Muta Baruka, you know what I mean? So if you haven't seen that interview, that one is catching fire as well. I think it's near 2,000 views. It is doing very well, and powerful reasoning with Muta from a Rastafari perspective. We talk about what life was like up in the hills. You know, we ask him why the barefoot, you know, how that drop in. You know, we get the whole philosophy, the history of Muta Baruka and the 12 tribe of Israel, history of Muta Baruka and the Naya Bingios. I didn't know, you know, I chatted within the Naya Bingi order. I didn't know that Muta Baruka was so grounded until I heard it from his daughter. And, you know, it was good to hear from the father perspective. So if you have not seen that Muta Baruka reasoning, go check out the Muta Baruka reasoning up now on the channel. That was the 10,000. And His Majesty just planned it perfect because 10,000 subscriber, and I was looking to do a special episode, and it just so happened it coincided with the strong. I was on a panel with Muta Baruka. Now tell I if His Majesty is not great and have a plan. I'm just an instrument. I don't want the item look fun. I like now do something special. I'm just an instrument and the most high obedience. You know what I mean? That is how I try this trot at this stage of life. You know what I mean? So big up all of the ones who have been watching the content. Tonight we have a very special guest. The item know I'm an honorary member of the Virgin Islands. I don't know if the item know that side of I, you know what I mean? But big up the Naya Bingios, Tafari brought I down, Mama Walete, Sekou Tafari. We went down to the VI and was welcomed royally. And I was able to meet members of the VI Rastafari community, and from them time there, you know what I mean? Nothing but love and honor. And tonight I'm going to be introducing the family, the global family, to one of those brethren. And this is a brethren that exemplify enough of the concepts that we talk about on this channel. He's a family man, you know what I mean? Married, whole heap of children with the same wife, you know what I mean? I'm going to get his wife on here as well. She is, you know, royal on our own accord. And they have a business, you know, successful business owner. So the economics is where it need to be, you know, as a Ras. You know what I mean? Also an artist as well, you know what I mean? So he's doing some powerful things. Also an artist. Brethren is also just returning from a trip to South Africa, you know what I mean? And we're gonna ask him about South Africa. Got a post with the man I make. You know when something touch a one. You know when you see the social media post or them post because them have to post. The brethren post, I could see that the brethren was touched, and I was following the whole journey to South Africa. So tonight we're going to learn more about that South Africa trad. we're experiencing a little bit of choppy internet. You know, Wi-Fi, the guy sometime will pop up now and then, and he want to be the star of the show, take away from what we are dealing with. But we're gonna do our best. I'm watching, so as soon as the Wi-Fi stabilize, I'm gonna bring forward the guests. But until then, when you see I'm on drinking, you know what I mean, I will be drinking from my Ramia King Design, you know, tumbler. Rasledge, big up yourself. Rastafari Business, also a sponsor. Give thanks and Isis. You know what I mean? We also big up CMAS Life, Ras Wolde Philpotts, the greatest CMAS drink right now on the planet. I'm hoping to get a delivery shortly, so I can drink it while I'm on the platform. So big up all of the sponsors. If you are a small business and you want to have your product displayed on the platform, reach out. We're getting ready to revise our sponsor packet, but we still are taking inquiries. So if you want your brand in front of the Lion Pride audience, reach out, particularly Rastafari and Pan-African businesses. You know, we give thanks. All right, I'm looking at the vibration. Before that, while we wait for the Wi-Fi to come on, I wanted to just block because right now in Russia, in Kazan, Russia, there's a huge economic conference going on, the BRICS conference. For those who don't know, BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Massive conference happening. This is maybe one of the most important meetings of heads of state since the end of the Second World War. It's that serious, and it's happening right now. The global South basically is coming together to create an alternative currency and, you know, bypass the Western dominance over the international. I'm gonna start breaking down some of these things. You know, these are things I love, the global chess. As a student of history, writing about Ethiopia, I'm gonna start doing that type of content on the Patreon. So join the Patreon. We're trying to get to 100 by January 1st. All right, I see the Wi-Fi stabilize. But join us and support the channel. Help I to welcome Ras Basili, aka Ambassadah 7, all the way from St. Thomas. Rastafari blessings, family.
Greetings, the Honorable, and I give thanks to be here, you know, joining the eye on such a mighty platform for Rastafari people. You know, we give thanks for this medium, you know, which is through the social network, you know, to be able to reach a wide mass of people. And as we know it, if technology is not used wisely, ultimately it will destroy. So we give thanks because we know that, you know, technology was to be developed for the betterment of humanity. So we give thanks for His Imperial Majesty and for the advancement of Ethiopia, same way, such as the advancement of the world through Ethiopia, you know. You know? Yes, man.
And just for once to know, you know, I sat down with the brethren on a beach and we had a reasoning, but Mother Nature, the lighting when I came home and look at the footage, you know, it was very dark. So I'm giving thanks that we get a chance to do this, you know, with no time restriction in terms of just really getting in. So welcome to the platform. And we're a much bigger platform. At them time there we had maybe 1,000 people. So we give thanks that more ones will even be able to hear, because I think that the eye is an example of what I and I want the youth to see in Rastafari in terms of just the eye, second generation, family man, successful business owner, you know, creative. I mean, so many things that we can say positive about the eye. But before we get to all of that, I want the eye step into the Lion Talk Live Iritical time machine and take us to the eye birth. Where was the eye born, and what was life like for the eye growing up in a Rastafari home?
Give thanks. Well, for I born in the island of St. Croix, you know, otherwise known as Ayai, which is the indigenous name, you know, of this land, you know. The Ayai, the meaning for Ayai mean the land of many waters, same way too, you know. So the land where I and I birthed in the year of 1976 to a Rasta man and a Rasta woman, which is by the name of Empress Rashima and Ras Bassa, which is I and I, you know, father same way, you know, vertical, you know, in the realms. And in that year of 1976 as a Rasta youth, I and I was the second child of I and I mother, you know. And I and I first brother transition same way. And then I and I birth forward, you know, in the year of 1976. I and I birth forward premature same way as a youth, you know, very tiny, you know, very little, you know. And I birth at 2 pounds 11 ounces, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah, man, you see?
Tell the people how tall I is right now, because is that a short man may I talk to?
I'm man a 6'3" still, you know.
Yeah, bingy. All right,
Yeah.
continue.
Yes, man. So, as being birthed as a premature youth, you know, in the 70s to a Rasta man and a Rasta woman, being my mother was young in the faith, you know, coming into the faith from about 1975, a year before I birthed, you know, as a young woman herself at the age of 17, making 18, you know, and I father was about the age of 21, making 22, you know, and I birthed forward to, you know, I parents in such a year where Rastafari movement was very powerful in Ireland same way. And I parents did embrace that culture of Rastafari and the natural levity, the earthical levity, you know, the living to the root same way, the foundation of Rastafari levity. You know, when we say more time when one say born Babylon, I and my parents never live in no concrete house, you know. We live in a shanty, you know. Yeah, man, board house and galvanized and, you know, we are cook with ital and yaba pattern. You see? Yeah, man, them fullness they are grow with own little food and thing, and you know, it's a very special thing in the Virgin Islands because too many ones don't know that Rasta people live them kind of life there in the Virgin Islands same way. So we youth will come forward now to really bring forward that light the same way as youths will come from them fullness there to come share that with the world too, because yes, we receive the inspiration in many ways from, you know, Jamaica as well. You see? And when I and my parents now embrace this life as Rastafari, them time is enough teachings coming into the Orthodox Church, you know, and the little bit of documentation they receive, and once I read the scripture and so forth, you know, them kind of fullness there, you know, yeah.
So in terms of what were some of your earliest memories? Were you, you know, going to the river? You know, give us an average day in your life as a young toddler, you know what I mean, growing up in St. Croix.
Yes, well, as I was telling you before, it was a natural levity first and foremost. And during them years of Rastafari, being that I mother come from the British parts where they call St. Kitts, you know, there was a lot of stigma placed on Rastafari, even in the British Islands too. There is which part the colonial rulers, them did conquer and, you know, them did establish their education system. And them education system had already looked at Rastafari people as cast outs and as no good, you know. And through my mother take up Rastafari now, she more time enough, you know, get, you know, turn away from I and I grandparents, you know, because them ask her, what craziness this be you dealing with ya? You putting locks in your head and putting locks in the children them head and doing all these kind of thing. What you dealing with? Saying about Selassie is God and you know, you eating ital food, and when my mother got to their house, she now sit down on the couch and you can't give my mother no fork and spoon for eat with pan no plate and think we are eat out a pure calabash and drink out a calabash and coconut cup and make our own spoon out of isu, and you know the coconut we make the spoon out the coconut we call it a isu, you know. Yeah, man, you see, we make the thing with great with coconut out of the shell same way too. So we were very innovative, creative, and you know, we had a very beautiful life, you know, unmolested, you know, unmolested. It was a very beautiful life, although enough alienation was taking place, enough ostracization and victimization of Rasta people. We grow as a little youth and we witness enough of them things too. You know, the victimization over the cannabis and all these things here, and you know, just because we are say Rastafari people no want to talk to we and no want to sit down next to we and bus and taxi and about we stink and dirty and Rasta no bed and how we have Santa Pina with locks and you know one whole bag of thing, brethren. You know.
So from a mental health perspective, how did you balance your mental health as a young child? You're coming into a world that, you know, is ostracized, and you're seeing your parents go through, you know, certain tribulation. How are you balancing the irates as a young child?
Well, through enough time we deal with cannabis, you know. You know how we suck the Asian peace pipe, you know. We suck up on the herbs and chant up with prayers and beat drum, you know. And we eat good food, you know. So we wasn't vibrating on no negative frequency, you know. Even no more time that was being channeled towards I and I. We was a people who was dealing with more love within our frequency, you know. And love is what we was taught, you know. So when we go out in the world, even though we feel them kind of way too, we still know that love conquer all. So yes, we went through them things there, the good, the bad, and the in-between of people that said this and said that. But true, you know, we firm up ourselves, you know, to certain things because we people them in our yard now, we mother and we father never allow us to be weaklings, you know. Yeah.
Give thanks. And this is the thing that we have to make clear, because I'm one of the brethren that say you don't need locks to be Rastafari. However, when you take on the covenant, it's a different trad, you know, in terms of how you experience creation, because you are now identified, you know, the stigma. So you don't need, you know, I think once you accept the divinity of His Majesty and you live according to the tenets, you're a Rastafari. I still, you know. However, there's a special, you know, there's a special trad, there's a covenant, there's that Christ consciousness that I think is only the gateway through that Yeshua trad, you know, the growing of the Congo and really treading earth, you know, to really manifest that higher consciousness. How do I cite that sound?
Well, it is a truth sound what the higher utter same way, because, you know, Rastafari people is the only living indigenous culture that is in the Western world today, reminding I and I brothers and sisters about the land of Al-Kebulan, Kush, you know, Ethiopia, Black Mount Zion, you see. And we see that, yes, Rasta people play a very significant role in our society, even up to today presently, because Rasta people is people where deal with peace and love first and foremost, you know. And we see how creation are going right now, you know, one whole heap of bloodshed and war and, you know, from them Iowa there's little youth, and so when we are listening to Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and them sound there, from little youth we done already aware of things that are going on in the world, you know. But one of our greatest awareness was how are we going to make change, you know. And we never fight to be accepted by people, so that was never really the change, you know. The change was in the people's attitude and the people's consciousness towards I and I, you know, because we never come to really fight anyone, you see? But we are just through the choices what we made and the choices our parents made for us to be Rasta. We also had to face the scrutiny of, you know, being forced out of living as Rasta people into what they call a ghetto life, you see? So there is where a lot of changes start to occur, going into the mid 80s, you know, when now coming out of the 70s, late 70s, 80s, them feel like Rasta people now is living like, you know, like nomadic, you know, and uncivilized, and the youth now go school, and the children them not smoke weed, and, you know, they ain't living to a standard, and to force us out of our life, Babylon come in and knock down Shanti and, you know, one whole heap of things, you know, them kind of way, that's the same way. Yeah. And they force I and I into that life there now. of living in
Okay.
the ghetto them same way.
So, because I was gonna ask the eye about that. What was education like for the eye? You know,
Oh,
growing up in that shanty. Was the eye homeschool, or how were the ones them dealing with the education of the youths them in that
yes, well,
late early
for
age?
the most part, a lot of the youths them was homeschool, you know, and nature is our teacher same way too, because nature is our provider. So as youths now, we receive a knowledge and an education system that was based on dealing with it, constructiveness within our mind and creativity, and also dealing with nature within our love and knowing that she will provide for I and I, which was these are the first lessons we learned, the first tenets of it, So we like within nature, that fullness was I and I teacher same way. You see, because them things that we observe from a little youth, when we never have too much playmate, we know how to deal with nature, animals, go within ourselves.
What kind of animals do you encounter in the bush in St. Croix? 'Cause I was just there for a little time. I don't know what type of wildlife they them have. What you have in the bush there?
Well, to say wildlife, it have things like, we have goat, we have cow, you see. Yeah, man. We have all them little things, like so chicken, all kind of thing, iguana, you see. But to say big wildlife now, them things, so we have more domesticated things that was brought to the country, them fullness there. And besides that, we have the little natural flora and fauna as well, where, you meet the birds and the insects, and you have the animal kingdom as well, same way. So we did it same time, But going to the education now, we know education without justice is slavery,
Yes.
So I and I parents really had an education system for I and I that would be more considered black supremacy education,
Okay.
Yeah, because it was a teachings of I and I blackness and I and I black self, which today we know black is not a color according to certain levels of the Moorish science interpretation of the word black, bleach, all in fullness there. So we ignorant of that. But I and I teachings was never based on white supremacy at all. Yeah, it was strictly, Amilcar Cabral and, Steve Biko and Jomo Kenyatta and Bob Marley and, say, I and I family members is the only eye threat we see in our yard. We never play with white toy, like White Dolly and Superman and all them things. Because we see Haile Selassie as a Superman already, so,
You have the cape. He has the cape, you know what I mean? Wear the cape, so
and it's now week out. Now week out over no kryptonite,
No kryptonite.
No. So even when we see them things there, I and I can separate already know Haile Selassie first, Yeah, man, Yeah. So we give thanks,
No, that's a joy. That's a joy. So how old was the eye when you moved to St. Thomas from St. Croix, or was that later on down the line?
Yes, because through my father, family is also from there. I spent a period of my life there as a youth going to school as well, from probably about the age of 5 to about 10 or so, living with our grandparents, and then we moved to St. Croix from there same way, So I actually grew up on islands like this, going to summertime to my grandparents sometimes as I grew up, and returning to St. Croix, and always being between the both islands as a youth were growing the communities, and both of the island them same way,
Okay.
Yeah.
Give thanks. So one of the things that I love about the eye is the eye come with a love story, because the eye and the eye queen, I mean, when I talk about the family, this is one of the brethren that is doing well in life, and when you peel the layers, you find out, say, him have a family structure, him have him youth, them amongst him a do him for do self-discipline. How old was the eye when you first met the queen?
And I was in my 20s same way,
Okay.
Yeah, and I was in my 20s, about the age of about 22,
Okay, still young.
Yeah, man.
And what was that like? Just give us a little description, because I want to interview both of the items at the same time too.
Well, it's a very serious union that was, forged a very long time. From
Okay.
time me and her was little youth, our parents both are from Rastafarian family, so
okay.
We were close to one another because of our parents,
Mighty.
Yeah, them look over we look, my mother look over them youth, we got to their yard, we sit in, we whole vibe, and she herself was birthed not in a hospital, but she was birthed in one region in St. Thomas they call Estate Harmony.
Okay.
Where her parents at the time had their little settings, where their little yard was, where they had their vineyard, and them had about 6 to 7 shanties there. It was a very small little community of them. Her father, her uncle, her mother, couple brethren and sisters, and them grow them own food and eat half of the grounds there. And my mother couldn't make it up the hill to reach no place to get her to be birthed. So she had to birth her right there in Zion, So she now birthed in such a way where her navel string also was cut by a coconut shell, So she have a very powerful story about her life, how she come into creation as well. But we met in the year of about 1993, as we were both young and tender same way. And it was a reunion. Because we also knew each other many years, and we also seek to inquire about one another over those many years.
Okay, so you didn't have to do any lyrics; it just
brother, she was my sister. So me let her know you are my sister. Because we're so close, but with closeness create a band that is unbreakable still,
Yes.
And it is good for youths to be raised together and relationships to be forged that way, because you actually know the parents and the background, and
that's how most cultures deal with it, Farai. That's how most Asian cultures, you grow together, the parents have different events so the young people can interact with each other. So they're gonna marry each other. So these are the things that as Rastafari we have to get forward to this, because I'm lacking this. Even in I area, I youths don't have other youths that much that they can be around. So very important. Bongo Wisely checking in.
Yes, sir.
Big up Bongo Wisely, DJ Ras Iman out Atlanta family. Big up yourself, Rastafari.
Yes, sir.
Perfect Love and Bongo Wisely who joined us. We had a special 10,000 subscriber episode. We just opened up the line. Bongo Wisely came and bless I and I. Give thanks, Bongo Wisely, our Asian who is doing wonderful works. So when did I them have the first born? No,
First banded birth. I and I first banded birth in about say around 2000. 19. It was 90. She a 24 year right now,
Big woman.
Nikita, yes. Nikita is our firstborn. Yes, so she and I birthed her same way in the early 90s, same way too, for the late 90s, Yeah, man.
Thanks, give thanks. And it's such a joy, when I see the eye threats and become a watch the social media and the proud father, and I'm saying this is what I need to see, it's not the I, run out on a stage, even though I do that too. But the I, it's more than that. It's it's a whole life, it's a family. One of the other things that I admire about the I is business, entrepreneurship, self-determination. Talk about the family business and how did that start, and what is it for those who are not familiar that the I is doing?
Yes, beloved, give thanks once again. Well, I and the family owns a family business as well too, which is a vegan business where we know say it's ital, but we deal with it on a level same way too, where it's called Speedy Redemption Vegan Raw Food and Sandwich Deli, which was established by I and I grandparents in the year of about 1994 around there. So I and I grandparents was a part of this journey from them early times with I and I mother same way, where my mother was very skillful in making a lot of patty and ital food all the while, because that is how she lives same way. So we just start doing some things in our community, and we used to make the veggie burger sandwich after Hurricane Hugo, which was in like 1989, you know. And many people used to come to our yard as a Rasta family because we also have the ganja too, you know. Yeah, we have natural juice, you know. We have documentary a play and we poach and bridging and sit down out there with I and I father and watch documentary and sting and, you know, one whole heap of things to what him like with him bridging them, you know.
Yes,
And
yes.
I man is a youth there in the kitchen with I mother helping her to make these things too, you know. But it so happened, you know, like I said, from in the 90s coming up forward, we still always been a family where we always had to turn to the skills what we always had from living in Zion and living as Rasta people for we to survive, because many a time they didn't offer and I know jobs, you know. So we had to be creators of our own work, you know. Like Marcus Garvey said, if you can't find work, create work, you know. You know,
Yes,
so we
yes, sir.
realize that the Most High had blessed our hands with talents and our mind with knowledge and skills, and we just try our best to utilize these things so that we don't, you know, sink into no impoverished state of mind. You see what I say, Bridget? And we know that these things is holistic for I and I people, same way too, you know, coming from, you know, what they would call a diet, you know, and enough canned food and, you know, all these things here, you know, and we never really live off of them things in Zion. So, you know, it was strange to I and I seeing these things, but we brought forward what we had as Rastafari people from them time, and within the business of Speedy Redemption is I and I, me, my wife, and we had a few employees over the years too, you know, saying we give thanks for them same way too. But right now it's me, my wife, and my youth them is who running the whole of the venture same way. And
Okay.
we have two businesses on the island same way, one in the eastern part and one on the western part of the
So
island.
two locations. I want the people listen to what the brethren is saying, you know. So it's not no small pian something the brethren are talking about. It's talking about, you know, business franchise. You have a different business on the other side of the island, and full menu of raw vegan ital sip.
Strictly holistic thing, you know, say, and most of everything what we do really we don't create ourselves. Our ital burger then we don't really it's no fan of too much processed thing, you know, all the beyond burger and the tofu and the chunks, and we don't really deal with them thing too much, and we don't deal with them thing at all. We more grind up with almonds and with walnut and pecans and make we own, you know, burgers out of that there too, and we own hummus we put on bread, and you know, we make with cashew cheese, and you see what I say, brother, we deal with it holistic because it should be natural, it should be simple where you can identify what is in your food. So we came with also a holistic knowledge along with the food from our brethren, Dr. Leila Africa, and our beloved, you know, our beloved also, you know, who, and the journey same way of the holistic trad, you know, say Dr. Sabi and the man show you about the alkaline thing, and you know, so it's a fullness same way that is all, you know, all meshed together as one to bring forth a holistic package to I&I community, as well as it provides to I&I family as well too, you know. So we have two locations, one set on the western part where the cruise ship comes. We're on the cruise ship dock, you know. So they bring all the tourists, and you know, they have the world biggest cruise ship, and so we are exposed to a lot of people from foreign, you know, all over the world.
So that lineup must be serious, because I know there are a lot of vegan that glad to see you.
Oh yes, my brother. It's a joyful thing to meet people from different walks of life through the liberty of natural liberties and eating certain way and thing. And it's vegan people now have also a vegan community. But I and I is Rastafari. But I and I just serve the global international world of people in righteousness because we're Rasta people. So we give thanks for this establishment, and we have our establishment also in the mall too, you know, which is also a high frequented area, you know. There's
talk to us about the location. This man is dropping some business gems pan I and I, you know. These are the type of reasoning that I love. This is not no small shack one side, and respect every man we run a shack too, because we're not it's that, but we're talking about the heights of business. So I want the eye to just really explain to the ones them, you know, why they them select these locations, because you're talking about high frequency traffic. These are the kind of things that we want the young youth to see, that this is part of Rastafari too, not just the musical part.
Yes,
business, you know what I mean? And before you go on as well, how many children do I have?
And I have 7 youths today, and I queen same way, you know, 7 youths the Empress, you know. Yeah.
This brethren is an exemplar. And all of them are working in the business currently?
Even down to the little one, 5 come in and help do something better. You know?
So the item hear this? Yeah.
Everyone.
Next time I come down to VI, I have to come and video, because I want to do a special on the Lion Voice, on the eye, you know, thing. But give us a day in the life of the business. What is it like? You get up, you know, what does it look like running that business?
Well, to be honest with you, my brother, it's never easy to run business, especially we as a people. One, because there's so many doors and opportunities been closed on us, but now me and my Empress realizing ourselves as Rasta people that, you know, we can't just sit on one side and wait for nothing to fall in our hands. So we know that in the island of St. Thomas, there are many powerful elders and Rasta people in these countries, you know, my brethren, and skillful people at that, you know. So we are just continuing in a legacy that was set before I and I say, and we're still, you know, which gives a lot of hope to the elders who can look on and see that as Rasta youths, look at what they are fulfilling, because in our time it was so hard to fulfill these things. But right now we just have bust some doors and said to ourselves, well, we're going to create our own products, you know, because the levity what we sharing to the world now that become business was just our natural levity, you know. We make root drinking, we house, we bake bread, we make our own veggie burger from lentil and chickpeas and all them thing there. And you see, and so we just knew that we were going to share what we also was. This is how I raise a family economically as well, you know, which part now I had an economical level of stability in raising them, because we still never was over, you know, the limit in how we got to deal with ministering to our youths and feeding them and things. We call them eat ital. You see? So it wasn't hard to nourish I and I family in such a way where it's ital levity, you see? Because we know nothing processed food and junk food there out there too. But we make a choice and a selection in our life, you know what I'm saying, to raise a family consciously. And we know that we couldn't do that with our youths them doing something that was not aligned with the levity itself. You see what I'm saying? And up to today, we still on it too with them, because they grow into in this world, you see? And so the levity was to be brought forth to our community, to share a holistic levity with them, and a better way of eating and a better way of doing things. And, you know, we take it from doing classes. We do classes as well. We did classes.
Nice.
We did, you know, some things like detoxification programs, you know what I'm saying, where you will get detoxified first and then you get a holistic after with the sea mass and the raw food. And, you know, so we do a lot of things. We even do, you know, a little bit of, you know, counseling my wife does as well within the store, so she's setting things in such a manner, because, you know, having the knowledge what she have around nursing, coming from a family that, you know what I'm saying, has a long history of that. She is also within a holistic levity very seriously, you know, within herself as a woman, to from the unisteams to, you know, making womb tonics for empresses that helps them with the fibroid tumors and relieve menstrual cramps. And, you know, we got womb tonic we make with 21 roots for woman in our car. We realized, man, say we are drink the herb and drink the roots, because some bread, you know, is good for them stamina and the libido and to keep the zinc in them temple. But the sister in them says, so where is the roots where we can drink and sip it up to? Because some of the roots them, as we study some of the roots them, we realize they were male-oriented roots, so the male counterpart, you know what I'm saying? For especially for strength and for the male libido. So dying for the Empress them, they deal with estrogen, they deal with all these things. So we decide to make a 21 roots now for the Empress.
So hold on, stick a pin. So you're saying you have something that's going to get the daughter them ready for?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right. Brethren, you hear this? This is a tonic, because the brethren always look, especially the married man, them they want it for their queen. So no fear,
the womb tonic is good for the Empress them before birth and after birth, and help to strengthen up the womb and tone up the uterus and help them to have easier menstrual cramps and not go through menstrual cramps, but have an easier cycle and all them fullness. So when we catering to the brethren and within the household, as me and the Empress sit down and we deal with the alchemy, because we come from chemists, so we are the true chemists, you know. You see? Yeah. So we put together our herbal remedies and so on. We bring them forward to our community and we see the testimonies, we hear the testimonies from the people, which in time we will share many of that with the eye.
Yeah, man.
You see, we have enough people who have diabetes, high blood pressure, fibroid tumor, all these things, and then go to the doctor. And yes, the doctor asks them, what are they doing? And the doctor realizes that they are aligning themselves with a holistic liberty to speedy redemption. You see? So we have many people who can testify to these things. And that is the beauty of this work as Rastafari. It's not about the money, but it's about now selfless service unto humanity. You know, then fullness there, you know? Yes, man.
I want the eye to know that the eye and the eye queen have a platform here with the Lion Voice Network. This is one of the reasons I create this platform, because this is what Rastafari is a multi-billion-dollar community, and we want to change the narrative that Rastafari people are attached to poverty. You know, the poverty came into the movement because of persecution, and we have to set the record straight. Leonard Howell and Pinnacle was a prosperous community until it was raided for ganja and plunged the community into poverty. Bakawal, shanty towns, all of these things came through persecution. So we want to kick down this narrative that Rastafari is about poverty. His Majesty was a royal bloodline. Empress Menen was royal bloodline. This is a royal liberty. This is those who are forgotten, those that were sent into exile, embracing their divine heritage and rising themselves from the dust. And this brethren and his queen, second generation, coming together. So this shows the potential of what we can do when we put family first, because a lot of us are caught up in this gallus kind of mentality, you know. How did the eye avoid? Because the eye 6'3", so that me know so the daughter them a check for the eye, you know. So how did the eye able to maintain? Because I have a thing named Purpose Over Pum Pum. I'm really into, you know, I've been with my queen 17 years, legal marriage, 23 years. I and I queen been together. And like I say, most of the brethren that I know are brethren who are trodden within a family setting, who are, you know, succeeding within their trad at this time. How did the eye maintain that self-discipline, particularly in the Caribbean? Because Caribbean man have bad reputation. You know what I mean? The eye is an exception. You know, if I bring the eye to Jamaica, I tell the eye go stand out. But how did the eye maintain that self-discipline?
Well, give thanks, Honorable, same way for them question there, because them question is serious, you know. When you really consider the fact that we as a people, we always, you know, had our levels of discipline, moral and ethical values intact, you know. Now we live and we see a lot of things too, and we learn a lot of things because of bad habits where many times many of ones pick up, and many a Rasta man pick it up, even my father too. You see him where him say him a King Solomon, so him can have more than one wife and all these things, my brethren. The reality to the thing is that it ain't something I come seeing. I come seeing the male counterpart in my family being the strongest, running things, doing what they want to do. But I also see many of them lose their families break up and scatter and things. And I tell myself as a youth, even with certain things what we went through, I ain't gonna put my youth them through them things. I know that in this life, man can make mistake. But I gonna tell you one thing, you see, when you have a strong queen by your side, there ain't no room for mistakes, my lad. Because honestly, right, the divinity that dwell within the feminine and within the empress that choose to tread with the eye is a very sacred thing. Yes, you know, and many a times, many a man may take these things for granted because what? The ego and the, you know, the male machismo attitude, you know, can get the best of them, the better of them. You see, so I and I discipline true to the fact that I know that this love is divine, what I and I have with this sister. And it's no, I can't find this love ever again.
No.
This is not a love that I can find ever again. This is not something to destroy. This is something to build on, you know. And over the 27 years, I must say, she has been very faithful and virtuous unto I and I same way. And I give thanks because she shared her sacred universe with I and I, her sacred temple. And I honor her temple, you know what I'm saying? In such a way where I have to hold my heart away, even when I trod out and trod through the earth same way. And I have to return to my family in that same manner, same way, in a divine way. Although me have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil, because none of them will come to. You see?
Yes,
but they don't have the quality what my eyes are set on and what my heart have been set on from I being a youth. I always love the Rasta woman with a very profound love, my brethren. So I love my mother with very profoundly, and you know, and I grandmother, and so, you know, and when you're coming up, you hear your grandparents tell you thing. When my grandmother meet that empress, she said, Basti, see that empress, she's a good woman. You don't ever hurt that woman and do that woman no wrong. You hear what I tell you? And I lived to see 27 years of my life. That she's what my grandmother saw, and my grandmother ain't had a vision too good because her eyes was going through some things, you know.
Okay.
But she also knew. She knew it. And I knew it in my heart too. And as well, I also prayed for her. There were many nights I pray on my knees and ask the Most High to send I someone that can align with the way how I love to live. And them fullness, and we grow, we build through time as young people too, you know, going through the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs, but we stick with one, we stick with each other. Yeah,
reality,
keep it, you
reality.
know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, keep it firm, you know? Yeah.
Wow. That shook room to the foundation, I tell you, and this is why we have to have these conversation, family, because you hear that powerful testimony from a king man about his queen, you know, and I'm going to interview the queen and hear her testimony. But these are the things that, cause a lot of youths, they just see the dysfunction, you know what I mean? They don't see the, you know, as you say, a lot of brethren have a lot of sistering, but we're not looking at what is happening to the families. When all of these, you might have 13 youths, but if they all grow in separate houses, they don't know each other. You don't, you know, they're going through tribulation because they miss their daddy. They don't get to see daddy. You know what I mean? There's enough things that we don't talk about as a immunity. And yeah, you know, it's good for your ego maybe, but is it good for the nation building? And then when we try to build together, that's why it never worked, because so much trauma, you know, dealing with trauma and the fight or flight, you know, it's either the man them come in on a fight or them take away themselves, the flight, you know what I mean? And it stems from not having these solid family structures. Are there strong families like the item created? Are the items surrounded with that community, or are you finding that there needs to be more in St. Thomas right now in terms of Rastafari families?
Well, on a whole in the Virgin Islands, we do have many Rastafari families, you know, that is something I must say, you know, and I am very close to many of them because they are a strength to I and I same way that we can continue in such a journey, you know. So when I look on and see those families as well too, even that is a strength to continue in a journey too. And there are many elders too who have been together for 40 years, you know, Rasta elders who dwell in I community who are very honorable, you know, and we give thanks for them. And many elders too who tried with Rasta, who may not even carry the locks, but the liberty, the culture, you know, and they are still treading same way too. So we have many examples amongst us same way too. You know, Caribbean people, we see enough elders who are tried together for all 50 years and 60 years well together. So ain't nothing strange to I and I, you know, we love to live them way there, you know, but along the way, enough of we families have been broken, yes, true indeed, you know. Through a lot of ism and a lot of schisms, you know, come in and I people same way, and you know, enough irresponsibility of enough of the elder rest them same way too, and you know, them thing they create a lot of broken homes too. So we did see those things amongst us too, and we even experienced at one point where our home even was challenged by, you know, our parents being separated and a rebel, you know, so in the bedroom. And then years there, some years that you know, it wasn't easy, same way for I and I as youths, you know, because we already had a life cut out for us that we had already envisioned, you know. But we see our father now as him come out in a Babylon world, as we would consider it to be outside of the bush, outside of Zion, outside
Yeah.
of America. He started to become challenged by many things in society, even though you got to look walk and you got to shave your beard and, you know,
Wow,
yeah, man.
wow, yes, yes.
You know, feudal things in the community with neighbors and father come out to fight my father, mother want to fight my mother, and children want to fight we, and them things continue for years though. So we experience all these things, you know. So when we're talking about families being broken, we can't, you know, like put no icing on it and make it look like it's no candy coated thing. You know, we experience things and we see a lot of things amongst we same way too, you know. But same time we utilize them things that to become a strength for we honorable and not for we to stray from the path. You know, even though at times many we could come like prodigal sons and prodigal daughters too, because
Yes.
what how the journey to be set up same way, you know, and enough youth don't end up got you enough thing like the ice enough trauma and certain things, you know, celebrating from society and sometimes even in the household as well too. And
Also, yeah.
Rastafari youths, as we are speaking of Rastafari, you
Yes,
know.
I.
So there is
Um,
this trauma that also needs to be healed as well too, so that we could continue within our African divinity, you know, say of families, father, mother, child, you know, that's the fullness right there, you know. Yeah, man.
we are dealing with man, woman, and child, the power of the Trinity, triune force, and
Mighty.
very important. I want the youth them see what success looks like, because what we have to know is that success does not mean without tribulation. It doesn't mean, you know what I mean, that it's not bumpy. It doesn't mean that the road is not rocky. You know, success mean that the brethren wake up and him see him empress there, him youth them there, you know, and him have chance for another day. The family are chat together. To I, that sound like success to I, you know. So we have to give the youth them a prototype of that levity. And you know, a lot of the artists, and we're gonna get to the artist side, because the Brethren is a great artist too, you know, a man of lyrics for days. But the artists in Rastafari, you know, I've seen a lot of indiscipline. And I say that as an artist myself, you know what I mean? So, you know, try to take myself out of that thing. But I've seen a lot of indiscipline, and that indiscipline even seep into the music and the lyrics, you know, and the delivery. How the eyes see, you know, because I know that the eye listen dance, all the eye in tune with the streets, all of them thing there at the same time. How the eye see that, you know, because one time Rastafari music was just, you know, that rootical, but over time we see, you know, even the tattoos and certain things, Rast them will move like the same man them out there. You can't really see the difference. How do I see where the music is and where the music is going?
It's a very serious thing. The music itself have a lot of power of influence on people and cultures, you know. And
Yes.
me myself as a youth, where I always grow up just, you know, writing in my room when I have time, because we now watch TV. So more time I always write and do poems and draw, you know, and I always had the ability to, you know, formulate. I was very articulate with words, you know, very eloquent, you know, when it comes to words, and because I used to read dictionary, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man, you see, so from aardvark to xylophone in the encyclopedia, I read about them fullness there.
Okay.
So when it comes to me utilizing the platform as for music, I know as for me, when I speak, I know that the first thing, if the music can't pass my youth, them ears or children, and it has not that vibration within it to rise our people to a higher standard, and it's now basing upon these vibrational energies that bring our people down. I really and truly don't really participate, or what one would say participate in them thing, you know.
Yes.
I know that the music is serious, because I listen to many artists as well, and the way they articulate their words, and I would say that when it comes to the dancehall, you know, the dancehall thing, I man don't really do dancehall, but I man do a wide variety of music, same way that would seem to be unorthodox because, you know, I come from a time listening to a lot of good music, and, you know, I got to say give thanks to my brethren Pressure Bus Pipe as well too in this interview.
Yes, I was going to touch on
Yeah.
that, but yes, continue.
Brethren, you know, Akai Becca same way too, you know, because what? True, we see the writing skills of them brethren there and bringing the music the way they did, inspired enough of we in St. Croix as youths where in our community, if it weren't for the music, enough of we could have turned bad man and gunman and, you know, murderer. And so you see, so the music really was like a buffering for many of us coming out our ghetto communities in St. Croix and St. Thomas who chose to go that path, you know. And I know many of the artists in St. Croix, and they are great artists, many of the artists in St. Thomas as well too, you know. I man can't choose for anybody what they would want to do and say, but I don't hear a lot of things. And Marcus Garvey said, if it don't really pertain to you, you know what I'm saying? Just love it, you know. And he said one must listen to good music, read good books, you know. Don't go and read no trashy tabloids, you know. And enough people pushing out a lot of tabloids type of meditation and the people, you know, and out a lot of low frequency energy and the people, they call it elf. Enough of them like a elf, you know, like the Kibla elf real and come like a little elf, like a little imp, you know. And the elf mean extra low frequencies.
Extra low frequency, yeah. The trap,
Yeah.
they get trapped.
Yeah, enough man there and them energy there, which part them I just tell a woman them for freak out and you know, skip out and suck and you know, just pay Babylonian Sodom and Gomorrah behavior, brethren. You see? Now man and woman must come together. So if them not do it with a man, me not fight them. If two women say, but if them choose to do it that way, there I not tell no one what to do, but I know the right order. You see? And I know that music have always been utilized, you know, from Shatan. The one what they call Shatan, what them say, even in the Bible, when enough people would talk and read, quote unquote, the Bible. Say, him a great musician, my brethren.
Book of Enoch also, you know,
Yeah,
talk about the fallen angels and they taught
Yeah.
music and all of these different, you know.
But now we can go to brethren like Saint Teclahem in Ethiopia, you know, who responds to all the instrument and the way them chant and sing even in Ethiopia today, as you read the story about Saint Teclahem, same way. You know, even about Saint Yared and them man, they saw. You know, check the fullness about Saint Yared and them man, they show you about how them man were instrumental within the thing. So we know that, you know, the singers and players of instruments, you know, shall be there. You know, but it's not the kind of instrument which is Babylonian instrument of death, you know, and deception and working for Luciferian doctrine, you know. So any man will now work for the Most High and they might do music, they might do whatever they might do. I man just tell them to just be wise in themselves, you know. Because one thing I know, every sound where you utter out of yourself, they manifest within your own world too. You see, so they understand them mystic there. You know, say that words create same way too. You see?
I want to big up Yaxter. I don't know if you know the artist Yaxter.
Yeah.
The brethren, I just did an interview with the brethren. The brethren had a hit song, and in the song, you know, Ambition is the song. Him say, you know, him link him wife when him want sex, you know, and him say once him said that, the amount of girl will come down upon him, it end up even mash up. He wasn't ready for the word, sound, and power when he put out there.
That do that damage to him life.
I do that damage, you know, because he wasn't ready for the temptation that came now. Because the whole song, you know, I told him as a older brethren, when I heard that song, I was so impressed because the man big up his wife, because him say, cause side chick, you know, it costs money and these things. I was saying, are you to sing them thing there? But he said in his real life, him sing it, and now he's the #1 song in Jamaica. And, you know what I mean? Hit song. So everything come at him one time, you know, and he wasn't ready for that pressure. So what the I say is a real something that, you know, when you block sound, you have to be prepared on all facets to really stand on what you say, because the universe will test if it's really that. You know what I mean?
That brother.
You see me, I say, so it really is a fullness, and check out that episode when I get a chance. But you mentioned someone that I really respect, Pressure Bust Pipe, you know what I mean? But before even I go to Pressure Bust Pipe, let us talk about Aki Becker, Von Benjamin. Did I know the brethren personally?
That's one of I love it, brethren,
Okay.
Along the journey of life from a youth to more time, and had many personal moments with I brethren, And I give thanks to those moments we had, and the things that was uttered still resonate with I and I today. His book of life is his music is like a book. It's like a biography. It's also prophecy, it's also history, it's also sacred knowledge and sacred geometry and all them fullness there, metaphysical and spiritual lyrics, because what? It's so the brethren vibe his thing within life same way too, and brought forth his thing in such a manner that, like I said, we give thanks for the inspiration that and the light that him shine, even and we as the brethren coming up, and I always motivate we and say, well, yes, the item go on and push, because what the item are utter is right. The item are some little youth where the item fiery. So even from them sound we utter to many years over, about 15 years ago, when we started doing things like, dubbing the fish market now, before it started to get videoed and showed to the world, we used to do the fish market aeration same way. Enough of we, enough get to youth and so go down there and hold the mic and do them thing too, So it always was open for that, and dubbing fish market manifest in such a beautiful way that highlighted many of those things, and the artists as well too, who at times needed that highlight, And we give thanks for the articulateness of Akai Beka and the band, because they formulate the music and they want to add and arrange it in such a way that it works with the, the frequencies, of the heartbeat, the 1 2 R, of the heartbeat. So them slow down the tempo in certain ways to where you get that Akai Becker, Ron Benjamin now, where you get that rutical iration where him did want to bring forward to the world really, and
they created their own sound, They created their own sound in reality.
Him do it, Yeah, man. So we give thanks to our brethren, saying we are many our brethren, many other brethren them who, do music in the island from Batch to Rasati to all, Ajamel. One whole heap of brethren list too long to count.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you start that, you get yourself in a problem.
Them now, you can't stop. But we give thanks to
it,
we give thanks to the influence of the music in our community, because we know we there in a territory considered to be American territory. So it have rap music, it have calypso music, it have papimento, soca music, and it have all them things. So you see, yeah. So even sometimes our elder them grew up listening to country and western music. This is how we know these things, yeah. But at the same time, what we gravitate towards the roots and the culture of the music, not to say well reggae or striggae, but more time still that vibration that gave us a opportunity to speak. Same way about the social ills in our community too. So it really was based on a lot of that same way to same, and we give thanks same way, because this is what music is for, to uplift the soul of the people, to make the people awareness even sharper, bring things to the forefront and highlight these things so the people can see these things, even bring a betterment to your community, So I want shouldn't rape the community, of the community's economics and the community's mind and spirit, and lead the people astray neither. You see? Yes, man.
Yeah, man, have a purpose. Midnight, I think they crafted their sound here in Washington, D.C. How were they received when they returned to I, with this kind of different sound? Because that sound you know, there's nothing really like it before in terms of
No.
when you hear midnight, you know, say that is midnight. You know what I mean? You're not mistaking that for anything else once you hear that. How was it received when he came forward to the island?
It was very powerful, you know. And many of the brethren them know the brethren from many years over, you know, always doing the music and thing. And when he get exposed to the greater world now, you know, I was joyful as well to see these things, and I say inspire a generation of youths to now gravitate from a lot of the bad man music, you know,
Okay.
the bad man style, you know, dancehall kind of style thing with Mad Cabra and all these.
Yes. Bounty Killer and all of that.
Yeah, we gravitate now to a sound that are more home based, you know, and we still listen to the music from yard, same way Africa, all over the world, because we love music, eh? But at the same time, we listen to the sound and we bridging them too and their creativity and what they were projecting to the world, and it opened up a whole, you know, world of beautiful opportunities. So many of the artists same way too, you know, so we give thanks to our brethren them on this journey. And I have been to many of the shows and seen how, you know, people of the Caucasian nation flock around the brethren. And when I say flock around the brethren, flock around the brethren.
No, he
And
was like a mystic man, you know,
yeah,
California.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah, man. So he had the own mystical iration, and the Irish, the brethren love the Irish, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I met him one time, and you know, at a Naya Bingian, we had some high-level reasoning, and at that time he was breaking down the words, spelling them backward and forward, and you know, a lot of word science, you know. Me and the
Yeah,
bishop,
and
you
that's
know.
it.
Yeah, the man showed me all kind of thing, and I was like, wow. And you know, we were supposed to connect and do some works, and then you know, we heard the news. So, and I do give thanks that the I and the other Saint Croix artists are keeping his legacy alive. You know, I went to a show and I was in I am telling the amount of artists. So when Ambassador Seven start name out, I said the brethren get himself in a problems right now, because
You know that. You
the
know that.
place full of artists.
You
The
know that
place,
same way, you know.
yes, full of artists. You know what I
You
mean?
know that.
And
Yeah.
one of the things I want to do with this platform is break that barrier between the Jamaica artists, St. Croix artists, you know, Trinidad artists. You know, we talk to artists from all over. One Rastafari, and what we want to do is build our own Rastafari music industry, because I think we have to just leave Babylon with their thing,
Yes,
and
sir.
we got to build our own the same way like we see with Cali Roots has done for
Yes, sir.
the, you know, the European ones them within the reggae, and they create their own ecosystem. I have to do the same for Rastafari globally, and we're looking forward to that. You know what I mean? DJ Ras Iman said, more and better, the I and the I family embrace I and I. When I was alone, Rastafari, with I Empress and youth, and didn't know any other Rastafari in the area. The item accepted I and I as family. Respect. Woo Star General, DJ Ras Iman.
Hail up Ras Simon, my brethren.
Is DJ Ras Iman from St. Thomas too?
No, I'm from Atlanta, you know, but warrior you that brother. You
I
know,
know him from Atlanta, but him said
Yeah,
that
man.
the item accepted him. Where the item know the virgin from?
We know him from Yasso in Atlanta, same with you, my brother who passed and name was Raj.
Okay.
And here in Atlanta as well to farm open show for Sizzler, Capleton, Thunder, you know, dual show in Virginia with Taurus Riley and Pressure in the early days. You know, we have all those documented too, you know. So it's nothing we attack, there is no lighting, you know. And and we do shows and we opening shows for the refugees and Wu-Tang Clan and thing like that. I'm an open show for them there in North Carolina as a little youth to and meet Lauren Hill and Praz and Ref and you know, so we've been at meet Nas and all them brothers too when we open show for Nas and them, you know, in a place called BB Jams. It's an Independence Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we went to school as a youth, and so we've been on the journey too still, you know.
So I missed that part of the church. So I used to live in America.
Yeah, man, a little time our life we still journey out, and as a youth after hurricane time, we end up in a youth in a junior high school in America, North Carolina, same way. you know. And we went to high school and then placed it to outside our island too, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, man, you see. So from junior high, you know, to high school, and then we went on to a trade school, saying we're doing welding and auto body and everything there, you know. Yeah.
Give thanks, give thanks. So there I had the benefit of travel.
Yeah, man.
And travel oftentimes give you perspective, you know what I mean? Because you see how different people live.
At that.
So how old was the eye when you met Pressure Bus Pipe?
Well, I know Pressure from in my youth still, you know, from time Pressure in him teenage and in tender years of his life as a younger lion, same we move into, you know. Yeah, so I know him through the Star Lion family, you know, as well, which was the group that they had together, you know. And when they came to perform in St. Croix to, you know, the Island Center, you know, with our brethren Rasmani, who was at their time traveling with them as like the promoter and so forth. You bring them man to a yard same way too, you know, and we give them youth there some good vibration and, you know, some nice drink and food and whole a herbal meditation with them too. Them is with brothers in the same way, you know, and we go out to the show same time and whole a joy with them, and we just meet them kind of way there, you know, and embrace the relationship over the years the same way and grow, you know, together, you know. Yeah. So
And I want that I take us into what I really want to talk about tonight, which is, you know, I been posting some eye threads, and you know, I'm watching this thing like a movie, and me see a lion, me see all kind of something. I say, wait, no, you know, me feel a way. I can't join, you know, because when me know how them chat is sweet, you know, when you're judging them and thing, I mean, I say, wow, wow, me on them chat there. House and see every man with spliff in a mouth and go through, I mean, I say, what is this? You know, talk to us about set up the whole chat. How did it come about? How, you know, what was the fullness?
Well, beloved, I must say this as the man does bring that to I, because hey, I tell you know what was the greatest joy of it all? Chatting with I and I brethren them in a love and unity.
Yes.
And being able to chat in a collectivity together. For I first time going to Azania.
Was that their first time in Africa?
Yes, I beloved, but we never lose the African mind, you know.
Aye. So I know the power. That's why before I came and I said, this brother, some man a post because they have to for social media. By them post, I know that the I get an impact. Me know say, cause I know what mama do to the first time I chat to mama. You know what I mean? I was never the same, even though I grew up in a Pan-African family as well. But when you touch mama, she do something to you, you know, and I could tell that I was going through that. But set up the whole journey. Give us the whole movie.
Well, life is a mystical thing, because my brethren Pressure Bus Pipe in the long and short had made a journey to the motherland early up in the year, you know, some 4 months prior to this journey that we just made there. And he set up there's a non-profit organization that he had networked with, you know what I mean, to set up a benefit concert for the youths in Soweto freely, you know what I'm saying, and give a strength to the community and peace and love. And I saw those images while he was posting those things where they received them in Cape Town and so forth. And I lay on my bed just a whole meditation and said to myself, boy, I would have loved to make a journey with my brethren like that there, because I could see how beautiful the journey look and how happy him and glow and the whole fullness. And somehow after that, brethren, about 3 weeks after that, Pressure called me telling me, inviting me on the journey. I put on my phone and walk around my bedroom like 2 times, because I said, what? But wait, how Pressure hear me through the heavens when I say I would like to be on the journey where you were the heavens connecting up this thing now and plugging up everything proper.
Hot.
You know? So I said to myself, yeah, man, we have time to go. We have 3 months before the time now, you know, so I have time to set myself and me just every night me up in my yard and watch the documentary them and so about the land, and you know all them things me love to do same way too with my youth them, and so same way. So it's something we always do as a family, you know, watch documentary and fullness. But
yes.
when the brethren said to if I and I would I to go, I tell him and I would love to go. It would be an honor for I and I to go with him, you know. And it's so manifested that time dragged on so fast on us that I now thinking still about the trad because I got things to deal with our family to deal with it, and I say, well, this is not a trad that I want to skip this opportunity to go to the motherland, because in my mind I was just going there to be a part of the benefit concert. I was going to open doors now for my ancestors, 500 years of my ancestors being separated from the motherland down in the Caribbean. And I tell myself, with my brethren, and this going to even be a brighter journey. I don't know what to expect. I never been there. Me know what gonna be, what me know how we gonna be, but I know one thing I know is that I'm ready to go, you know, and my spirit telling me we are going, and my heart tell me we are going, and my mind says so, and my whole being says so. I fully amped up, my brethren, full of energy, ready to go to see this land where I'll be watching a documentary every night. With all animal and thing in Africa and all the fullness, me love them thing, you know, say brother. So yeah, it was a beautiful thing when the brethren said that, and as we draw near, you know, day to day man work, you know, with our family, stayed focused, you know, on the mission and the journey. And my wife was a great motivation to me, even days when I felt like, this is a serious journey, yeah, impressed, you know. And she said me somehow that I have cut and clear, you know, because I saw she's the same time, you know, because she done tried out and been there to Azania herself and dwell up over there and went to Malawi and set up in Malawi. Yeah, man, she dwell up in Malawi same way, you know, in that area there, you know, and she went from there to Ethiopia.
Okay.
You know, so and I sister been on them journey with her one sister named Empress Damali, you know, in an early time at them years like 2015, somewhere around the 20, somewhere about 20, not 2017, but 2016, somewhere around there, if I'm mistaken, you know. But yes, I may be just a little bit off, but at the same time, it was a mystical journey. I stayed in the yard and work and manifested things, and my Empress there in the Zion, and I feeling good that she's there, but I still be there with her too. And I hold my patience and hold my irids and know that there would have been a time to come that I would have loved to make this journey, because me always tell myself from my youth, this is where I used to go, this is where I used to be. This was always my long last vision for me to go to the motherland. And it so happened the opportunity came, maybe not to Ethiopia or to Ghana, but to Azania, which I go always hold a place as special and dear to my heart, because there are some things that the whole of the motherland has that is very magical, my brethren, and mystical. And you can only be there for you to experience this thing. So now we fly out from the Virgin Islands and we fly to Fort Lauderdale. And then from Fort Lauderdale now, because we don't fly almost 1,100 miles already from VI to Fort Lauderdale, a whole another 641 miles. Airtime me talk about, you know. Then we fly from Atlanta to Azania now. That's a whole 8,000 miles, 439.
Wow.
Hey, look, my brethren, me do some airtime, brother. Yeah.
So,
you know when I look at you there in the ride and them say, but when we gonna reach? It's sunny there, you know. Cause along the plane I fly over the Atlantic, and I know the plane going on a straight flight is 16 hours. So I telling myself I never been on a flight longer than about 8 to 9 hours going California and then place there in the mountains. But more time now, I'm heading to the motherland. You see what I said, brethren, and this flight going straight across the Atlantic. So I studying how much miles the flight going across, how much hours, wondering if I could sit down that long on the plane and the whole 9 yards. But you see, all those things is part of the test that you don't go through in your own self because of the conditioning where you went through in the West, you know. The questioning thing, and you're telling people and they're telling you, so me know about that track, me know if I go in, that's too far. And you're going through all these things, you know. And people telling you a whole lot talk in Africa, but you're ready to make the move. And you seeing this for all your life. So now here is the opportunity that you have as a man who have free will and volatile will within yourself to work towards now making a goal, you know, a reality, to going towards the motherland, whether you do it individually or collectively, which is the best way. But at the same time, it must be made a reality, my brethren, Kwasi.
Yes, I. You know, I have land in Ghana. You there, you know, we take it serious. How many people were on that delegation, were part of that delegation?
Well, I move out with it. We're bridging like Tippy Alfred for high grade sound, same way.
Yes, I talked to Tippy too. Him say, yeah, man, the vibes was high, you know.
Mighty. And our bridging Revelation, same way to Revelation Royal, you know.
Okay. So that's three so far. Who else?
That pressure, same way, you know.
Yeah. The high pressure Tippy, that's three.
Yeah.
Revelation 4. Yeah.
And Dwight, who is the cameraman, same way too.
After you have the cameraman, non-partial.
Yeah.
So that's 5.
When we reach up there, so we link up with Alex Skelter Blazer, you know.
Okay, so 5 of the item from Virgin Island.
Yes.
And then you link up with more on the ground.
Yes, I love it. Yes,
give thanks. And I see the I performing, was the I booked for the show, or that was a surprise? You just perform?
Yes, the brethren had invited I as well to be part of the show and to deliver I musical component for the people. So that was an honor as well too, because I don't have an album, but I do many musical things over the years. We put together functions ourselves through KQ production in St. Thomas, Queen production, where we have a whole team from DJ to artists, and we do things every other Sunday. We also book out certain places and bring artists who may not be known, some of them, but these are artists who are up and coming same way. So we're there right there with them too. We work day to day. We're dealing with emancipation, they gathering, liberation, they gathering, any gathering, and they ask I to be a part of me there. Whether it's poetry, whether it's just a reason, bring forth documentation, or the music, you know. So it's more than one thing I to deal with just beyond the music, but the music is something that also gave her the opportunity to go to the motherland same way. So again, it's just a story about a youth who come up in this life that just believe in himself. And a consistency in me also doing things in my community allowed people to give me some recognition that, you know, over the many years, which I have many artists, brethren as well too, you know what I'm saying? And the recognition was important to deliver now. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was a great honor, my brethren. You know, it still feel like a surreal thing, because like I am here, but I am not really here.
Yes,
you know?
That's what Mama will do that to the eye. Mama
Mama
calling the eye now, you know. The eye under judgment now.
There's a full eye. She done already give me a little word song before I leave, you hear?
You have to open Speedy Redemption in on the continent. That's the thing. I'm plugged into the celestial. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I want the family to know, especially in the Caribbean. We don't have to give up the Caribbean. The Caribbean is the 6th region of the continent. You know what I mean? We can keep our business and everything there. But now we have to expand, you know. 1.4 billion people, you know, are on this. You know what I mean?
That we are separate.
You see, man, say a tropical continent. This is where our treasures are in Zion. You know what I mean? So this is the reality. Because we chant these things, you know, King. We chant these things, so we have to know that the chants are reality. But you have to live it to see it. And I'm glad that they are. So Plane Land, give us, take up the movie from the Plane Land now. You step off of the plane.
Well, I'm going to tell you, brother, as you reach over the continental Azanian, African, and Kebulan airspace. Before that, now I start to go through a process where just in the journey itself, to make it on the first plane to leave, it takes a lot of courage and sacrifice and humbleness within yourself, because while you're on the journey going over the Atlantic, it gives you a lot of time to consider what your ancestors went through.
Yes.
A long journey where they had to go through on ships, you know, forcefully being brought to the Caribbean, same with you know, months and months, and I see there and I get dashed overboard and eat by shark and all, man all jump overboard, same way. You all have met the whole fullness, because mama now, she doing something to you where she gonna play out now that thing in your life where You had a thought about, but now it's real. This thing called Sankofa is real. That thing
Yes.
about remembering oneself and starting
Yes.
to go through that process as you go through the portals, brethren. Up in the
About it.
heavens there.
Talk about it, King.
It's,
Metaphysical is a serious
yeah,
track.
ain't no joke. It's entering portals and realms and your ancestors singing and you could hear the voice getting louder and louder, my brethren. This is what was happening to Iman personally, and I did it with the people on the plane, but Iman ain't really did it because, to be honest with you, the plane flight had seemed so short, even though it was 16 hours, because now I know I had a time when I walk around the plane and saw things and get up and stretch, but I was in such an iration about anticipating reaching to my mother breast once again, my lord. Because now, like I said, while I going through the Sankofa process of remembering my former self and remembering my ancestors that cry out in the ocean, in the Atlantic Sea, their bones were crying out as I was crossing over it. I could have heard them crying out.
Hot.
And all he's saying is, return, my son. We have made a way for you. Everything is going to be okay. The path have already been cleared. Just go. Got you, even in my spirit. And, I going through this thing in my iris of these flashbacks, you know what I'm saying, of like a past life, my brethren. And as a youth, I remember all I was fed was the knowledge about Africa being the greatest thing in my life ever, to now make this journey, because that's all I was taught, that Africa is heaven. Me never know about no heaven in no sky. My parents were a teacher and I about no dying and going to no heaven in no sky, is living and going to the heights of Africa, Ethiopia, Mount Zion.
You see, when we get so high, Wi-Fi the guy want come and interrupt because he gone too high. He was up there celestially.
So for I and I family.
Hold on, say that again,
Yeah,
King.
the journey was also for I and I mother and father. I and I father were transition, all my life I read about Shaka Zulu and all these things, and I always wanted to be strong like Shaka Zulu, and I always wanted to be like Jomo Kenyatta, and all these men were my heroes. So I never had no other heroes. So I want to go which part my heroes come from, where the stories I was told come from, where like the big five, the rhinoceros, elephant, giraffe, and the lion there. I want to walk on the African soil. I want to drink some water running from a river. All these things I had already envisioned in my life before I even get to do it physically.
One of the
so
things.
This is why I'm saying
I want to
it's
tell
important to. Did I hear me?
Yeah, I hear the eye, but I want to say
something going on here where I kind of in hearing the eye.
Yeah, I hear I. Isis? Yeah, I can hear I.
I am not hearing you.
I hear the eye still, but keep talking.
So the eye can hear I? Yes,
I.
So we give thanks, like I said, and making that journey into the land was like a fulfillment of man's vision, because dreams don't really always turn to reality, and I don't deal with the American dream, so I had to have a African Ethiopian vision and cross over the Ethiopic Sea, which they call the Atlantic Sea today, and making that journey, like I said, for I was a very spiritual journey to cross over. And when the plane, start to go over the land of Mama, I had some moments where I shed some tears within myself, and all I saying is give thanks that you give me the guidance to make it this far. And yes, in the moment I met in on my family and how far I gone, and my mind could never not be on my family, because that is who I love profoundly. And at the same time I saying, but this journey I have to fulfill this journey for them, even for my youth who is Rastafari, to see that what. Look how far our daddy gone to show we that this ain't no illusion, and that he's serious about this life. You know what I mean? He just being told up, telling us about it. He and mommy making the journey, Now when I ask my youths, are they ready to go? All my children are ready to go. They're ready to go. If I give them 6 months and I set up, they're ready to go. They are ready. And I mean all my children, and I'm happy for that, because I really want to live that life in the motherland with all my youth them still and my grandchildren them. That's my vision. You know, say my brethren, and having a grandson right now, my prince grandson named Prince Kuju. He just met a year there, 2 days ago, he met 1 year. Yeah. You know, so him from the Maroon tribe, man. Him father from Jamaica, same way, you know. From St. Anne, same way, you know. And he named him son Kuju. And that are my grandson. So we have a little warrior same way where the bloodline now cross now, you see? Through Rastafari, same way, my lad.
Mighty.
And the foundation, you see? So when we dealing with this thing about touching down into the continent now, when I touch down on the plane reach the airport, I still in this realm where I'm very humble. I'm not saying much. I'm just in this observation mode. You know, I'm very cheerful. My heart leaping with joy. I feeling like I can't believe I made it here, because I know that in life there's so much chances in the Western world are being cut short in many ways, that many a man have been cut down in the Western world and have not seen these things. Many Rasta man who are powerful economically deal with a little urban thing, man cut them down and so, and them never get to make it there. So for me now, I met in and all the people them who in my community who was a part of me and was a part of the journey with me. And that's why I decided to share so much of what I was sharing through the social network, to give them a up and close and personal, you know, experience, you know what I mean, with the motherland through I same way. I'm not a photographer, but I did the best I can do, you know.
It was mighty. Can they hear right? Can they hear right
now? The airport with the smiles of the receptiveness of the people as you come off the plane, even to the people as you're going through immigration there, stepping through, getting your bags, doing everything. The smiles are different coming from those African people, the people of the land of Al-Kebulan, Kush. These people smile and the vibration radiates along with the joy that they're sharing with you when they say, welcome home, because they can see that you have come. And that joy is very special, because that we are not going to a place where we ain't from this place. We just returning now after 500 years of I ancestors and generations of them dying and I birthing. I decide to fulfill that journey for I bloodline and I lineage same way. You see what I mean? I said that. So we make this journey, and as we coming out the airport, and you're looking at these faces, because you're seeing hundreds of faces there lined up in front of the airport of people who are welcoming you to come return to the motherland. Your Rasta brethren and sisters, them they out there, and everyone is welcoming you. That I had this moment that you can see on video when I saying what, you know, Africa is a reality that is not no illusion. This is something we got to see, we got to feel it, we got to smell it, we got to taste it, and we got to touch it, you know. And I coming from the west, all these 8,000, 9,000 miles from the west over here, so, you know, to be here, standing right here, breathing this area, in a mother, breathing that air. Breathing that air. My chakra was open to every sound, every scent, every feeling I had open up inside of me, my brethren. Every feeling and every chakra open up in I instantly, my brethren. It's like I saw light instantly, because I coming out of a wall where I always hope and I pray to just make it in this living temple here, to touch on mama grounds, to feel what it's like and see what it's like and experience this thing. Now this is the beginning of the experience. Now she got a lot more planned for we, you know. She just setting up herself, getting ready for we, you know.
They can hear I now. Can they hear I? Is they hearing I? See if you can adjust and see if you can hear what I is saying. Wi-Fi, the guy is acting up. We're gonna try sort out the technical difficulty. They can hear I? Isis? Mighty.
What happening here, beloved? Somehow I ain't really hearing the I.
Okay. They hear I now? All right, we're trying to work out the
Somehow
technical.
it have been muted,
Mama
and I'm
Africa.
not able to hear you.
Yes, Mama Africa.
I'm checking on this end right here, and it's not muted from on my end, so I'm trying to figure out what is the problem.
Hold on, let me see what we can do. Send him a message, producer, see if we can walk him through something. But this is a beautiful fullness, you know what I mean? You hear the brethren testimony, grew up as Rastafari, and he's giving his testimony in terms of how he felt. He was part of a delegation with Pressure Bus Pipe. If you have not gone, if you want to see what he's talking about, go to Facebook, Ambassadah 7 on Facebook, and see what the fullness is. He just left and is going to come forward. We're going to try to fix up the audio. But in the meantime, if you have any questions for Ambassador 7, put them in the comments. Big up all of the Lion Pride who are present. We just hit 11,000 today in the Lion Pride. We are the fastest growing Rastafari platform, and the item can see why. The type of reasoning that we're having here is not a common reasoning that you're going to see anywhere else on these internet streets. But we are having it here. Why? Because there's value in what we are doing. You know what I mean? And we have to tell our own story because people don't realize we are the first generation. When I went to Africa, I was the first in my entire family line to touch forward on the continent. The brethren is first in his family line to touch forward on the continent. So, you know what I mean? Once after I can hear, right?
Yes, I can hear you clear now.
I want to say that, you know, I'm a human being, and I am probably one of the furthest brethren that I will ever meet that have bad mind. But may I tell you, when I saw at the animal park with the lion them, I said I wanted to be there. I see the lion them all a roar and them think this dream. Cause even though I've been to Africa so many times, I haven't gone on the safari experience. Talk about, you know, you talked about the big five, you know, and then the worst thing is that the brethren them is beer rasp on the safari. You know what I mean? Every man have them play for me. I say, what kind of joy this brethren?
Yeah, Rasta. Let me tell you so much.
Tell us about the safari experience.
That was about the third day of us reaching there, that you see us in that safari movement, you know, because pressure was very highly anticipative about taking us there to feed the giraffe and go through the safari. But the time when we reached down to Bloemfontein, which is about 2 hours outside of Johannesburg, driving to that specific area, we reached there about 4 o'clock and the park was just about to close. But it's a certain time that the animals will be out, you know. And when we reach, the guy tell us the animals are not out and they are not active. Well, when we reach out there, they get active. Because when we reach by the lion, them, all man start to hail Selassie name. All the little brethren them for Africa, then they will we them man a hail our Rastafari name. And we are born with little ganja. The lion does get up and does come to the safari truck, my brethren. And in the dead distance, and we are laid down with him lioness, them, you know. And he does get up and he come to the truck. And as him come, we are cheery man, and we are cheery man. And he come close and he make we know me there.
I saw that. That's I say, wow, you know.
Hey, but let me tell you, my brethren, the lion roar is no joke. You could hear this thing, you could feel it vibrating through you. And they are very huge, my brethren. When you see one in person like that, they're very huge, you know. And it's very powerful to hear the lion roar. Because when the lion roar, it's no joke, you know. And you hear them roaring throughout the safari guide as we going through there. And she shows many other animals, the dingoes and, you know, the hyenas and certain other animals that was there as well. But the highlight of it was really with the lion, for truth, you know. I must tell the eye that, you know. The lady, the tour guide is a woman from the Kusa tribe, you know. And she told us, man, this lion, he don't be active like this at no time. So the guy who was driving the safari truck said, the lion know that some kings has returned home, you know. So it's like moments like that the African just say things sporadically and you just hear it and you pick it up and it's like he might have just said that, but it's really a reality, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vibration. Animals are in tune to vibration, you know.
yeah,
And the lion feel like the vibration shift, you know what I mean, when they eye them forward in. So it's a power. The other one of the highlight moments, I think the item were in Soweto, you know, it was like a kind of inner urban kind of setting, sound system, tippy, you know, dep on the 1-2s, and me see the item run out and beer vibes, you know what I mean? Talk about that vibration.
brother. Hey. You know, when you look at things on video and thing, and more time we see the African brethren in South Africa, the Rasta family, we're always interested in them because they had a very unique way that they don't dress, even with them ice gold and green and certain paint up kind of garment, and it's still ice gold and green, but those are some specific things, especially with the step into them steppers, you know.
Yes.
We see them nobody else in the world do the steppers movement like them down there, brother.
No.
Yeah, tell the eye brethren. And it's a very special thing to see them how they do it in one accord, in one unity, you know, and how they do synchronize with one another, you know. So long time we are watching on video and we are not down in the ghetto in Soweto now, you know. And while we in the ghetto in Soweto now, more time still, we going through there as we brethren them, and we have we brethren them where we like Jayut and, you know, big up to Empress Mama Ngozi for real, Mama Nankilanchla. You see, real warrior empress that's so in a Joburg, me I tell you. And we have with brethren same with Skelter Blazer, warrior youth with we, and with brethren Ras Crosby and some other youth down from Bloemfontein I trad with we every day from the day we come, brethren. When I tell the man the love in the motherland is real. Them youth them never left with foot one day, brethren. From the day them we forward to the day them brethren left out. You see, them youth, they right, they're so loyal. We eat together, we drink together. What we have, we share. Them man make sure we get places, make sure we get the food what we need to eat. Take we where we have can get with fruits and with this and with that. Bring with herb. The man them show we are love that is beyond measure, my brethren. You see? So the man said, make we go down in a Joburg, because we know how we are going, but we know we're going in the ghetto. And we say, no, what we are youth, we come from certain place too, you know, so watch out, we're going to try down there too, you know, because they want no planting. You see?
That's what I want to know. So it wasn't even on the itinerary, it was just a vibe.
No, and then from we reach and the view Emmy Soweto sight up the vibe, then say, boom, Tippy, they about so Tippy can get a play one time and nice up the thing same way. And then while we feel bust a tune and perform too, because we had already performed in Bloemfontein like a night or so before that. You see? Yeah. I choose some things went on where they promoted them in Bloemfontein and reach up in a Soweto too. Them man drive all 4 hours and come up Soweto to meet pressure them and come by with house where we dwell and so and say, look here. Right now, we need the man then come and save we name, you know, because right now some things are going on with the artists we're supposed to come in and I'm an international artist, but right now I'm going on with a thing about money and rare, but the man them there, we need the man them come through and we said, give we a moment that we met it for a night out, you know, and the next day pressure say, watch out, we head in Bloemfontein, we're going to make a move down there and check them youth and see what's going on, you know. Brother, the Rasta man them down there all a flack out the place when we pull up. In the ride, we look around and we see Pierre Bobo Shanti, Pierre Empress in a tall skirt, head covered and thing. All little youth, 6, 7 years old, are run wrong. And everyone holds such a joy in a unity, no negative energy, nothing at all, brother. You see, no drunkardness and all them something there, you feel me? Because we see how the people them vibing within them Rastafari and them culture too and them identity as youth were birthed in the land. But now them youth are embrace Rastafari. So to see so much Rastafari in a one consent, one area, all I gather like a man sighted long time me I look for them thing there and I pray for them thing community as Rasta. Full up like that, they brethren, because the energy and the current, you know, joke quasi.
I can imagine. I'm trying to get there, family. I want to big up the new race consciousness. We've been reasoning how I can You know, I want because I want to film a documentary about what's happening in South Africa. We want the Lion Voice because
That
I
will be
think that,
powerful. That will
yeah,
be
I think
powerful.
the global family need to see
Very
what's happening
powerful.
in South. And I know my South Africa family go and watch this video. Because we have an audience in South Africa that watch the platform, and I hear from them, so I know they're gonna see this, and let us make it happen, family. Bring it forward. So the main show that Pressure was brought, he was able to perform on that show. How did that
Yes.
go?
Yes, like I said, we did the Bloemfontein vibration. And
Yes.
now we end up in a Joburg, same way I do a thing in a Soweto. And then the main vibe was now in a Joburg same time, you know. And
Okay.
it was a benefit concert that was held for the youths them. So the youth them in the community get to come out and bouncy house and food and holy thing provided
Nice.
by Pressure Bus Pipe and family. And by Pressure Bus Pipe, you know, contribution and charity to the motherland, you know.
Okay,
To
nice.
love, you know. And through that contribution, the people really rate the thing, you know, because more time enough people come and then just try to make a money and then left out and so, but the youth them in the place, them getting aware of these things and then really love to know that I always had this saying, you know, don't ask what, you know, Africa could do for you, but what you could do for Africa, you know. And Marcus Garvey said charity cover a multitude of sin, same way you see, and first be charitable to thyself and you can be false to no one. So true, we have studied them teachings the same when we reach out there now. And all we had to do is buy a ticket because we're bridging and cover with room and stay and food and all the different things we're gonna come along with it too. I saw him set it. You know, all we have to do is just make ourselves dead. You know, so
okay, so they bought the ticket.
Yeah, we just buy with ticket and we just forward because it's not like
that is why I was part of that delegation, because he knows you're responsible, brethren. You're not gonna come on a hype thing, you know what I mean?
No,
you
man.
deliver what you have to deliver, you know what I mean?
No.
These are the things I want our young far right them to meditate and see how the eye moving, how ones are moving. Because sometimes there's an entitlement, you know, you feel like someone give you an opportunity, them have to do everything, and you don't have to do anything. So I'm glad, you know, to know that the eye, you know, I attributed and look at the blessing that the I see, you know what I mean, from going on that track, because the eye will never be the same again, you know what I mean.
Brother, to telling you honestly, my brethren, you know how them say when you go to church and some get baptized, them say them born again. Well, brother, I am a new creation, and I had to go to the motherland to become the fullness of that new creation where I chant and yant about all the while. And now that she has sparked a flame within I soul, and I have now reconnected with my long lost love, which is my mother, my first love.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
it's not easy when I had to part with her. You know,
Tell people about that part, because that I literally got emotional, you know, when I was leaving Ghana the first time. It really hit me like, yo, you're going forward, King. You reach and reach, you know, because you know in the Naya Bingi too, you reach a river, John, your thought, bright angel, will make your thought. But, you know, we chant them things there, so I was feeling away. But talk about that part.
Yeah, because everything from my youth coming up to that moment was even I forwarding amongst Naya Bingi levity, amongst the Bobo Shanti, the same way. So more time my man here, not fucking Emmanuel philosophies about African, how the Africans love the levity, and to go there and see what he said coming out of 54B Spanish Town, moving up to 9 miles, you know, Bobo Hill. And I read his documentation, I actually get a chance to actually see what he was talking about. So even though I was one who grasped his philosophy, I had to now see it. The Empress them loved the tall skirt in Africa, and the people loved the culture, because I had many moments with the people to see how much they have embraced now Rastafari, as well as a thing coming from out of the Caribbean and Jamaica and these places, and how they have now I don't want to say grafted into the African culture what they done born into, you know, but I want to say them and fuse it now. You see, together, because remember them youth ain't born out here. Them youth born from the Lesotho tribe, the Bosoto tribe, the Hausa tribe. You see, my brethren, and being birthed in those tribes now, them man done already were Rasta from birth, because them youth, this is how Africa structure ain't like them youth just turn Rasta, you know. You see, and them youth birth Rasta, and them youth now receiving oral teachings from their grandfather and great grandfather all the way down to them, which is now things where again I have to say, everything I thought about the motherland, even having that experience in South Africa, I had to erase everything what I thought there and know, because remember, the continent is big already. But what you don't know, coming from the West, even as Rastafari, many a times, a lot of those perspectives have to change when you're there and you reason with the people in the land, and you get a root of the culture from the people, even the Rasta brothers, them who come from those tribes, the Hausa tribe and the Basoto tribe and things that embracing Rastafari. It's a very special way they embrace it, you know, and it's a beautiful way that they embrace it. And, you know, in the Western world, we as Rasta do have a lot of challenges right now. We presently are going through many different stages and phases, yes, but we are a collective of ones consciously that is still on this journey together, though many are those who have come along the way, you know, have faltered along the way, have fall out along the way, you know, and drop out along the way. And I still on this journey, because like I said, for I and I as a youth, it wouldn't have been fulfilling in my life if I never see the motherland and only been talking about it. And as I went to the motherland, I had to reflect on my father, who had transitioned about 2-3 years ago, who one of our plans was for us to try the motherland together, father and son. And I was not given that, I was not granted the opportunity. My elder Rastafari, who I always look up to as a youth. If you see me, you're seeing my father right now.
Okay.
If you just eyes, my eyes, the impersonification of him. Everyone who know Bassa will know that. This is Bassa in flesh when they see I man.
Okay.
That's how my father used to move. So I had to fulfill now his fulfillment of, you know, also his vision to touch the motherland too. Through I man same way.
Serious.
Now my mother there in a place down there, and I call in her when I in the motherland, and the joy I see my mother had when she get a first call from me. Her face was glowing, and all I could have think about is that she belong here with me, because she's 70 years old. You see, and she done been treading this life from the age of 17. You see, as Rastafari too. You see, never turn back.
I had the pleasure of meeting the mother when I was in I so you know what I mean. I give thanks that she could live to see her son, and prayerfully she will get to meet the child too, you know.
Yeah, it was a fulfillment for her as well. And one of the greatest things a son could do, like the scripture says, a wise son make it a proud mother, you know. Give thanks, you know, for the commandment. Same one say, honor thy mother and father, thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High give it thee to, in them fullness there, because you know, I honored my parents in such a way, you know what I mean, that the vision that they shared with I now came to fulfill that, even through the business of the ital runnings with the shop them and all these things. These were our parents' visions, but they had it harder to fulfill. Now we come as Rastafari youth and we see these things and we pick up the mantle and take up the torch and say, well, it's nothing can stop we. Because if we see the Arab I do it, Chinese I do it, all these people I do it, what happen? You know, we are people too, we got feelings too, we got emotion too, you see? But at the same time, we got fire burning inside of we that says we ain't nothing going to hold us back, because we have to show to our youth them that we can be self-reliant, self-motivated and self-confident in this life as Rasta people, and they don't see we just as some beggars and jabbers and serfs and peons. You see? Them have to look pan we and see strength within I and I as them here. And we are also an example to many others in our community at this moment who have been calling me since I've been there, telling me they can't wait till they reach there. They can't wait to touch there. They, you know, so it motivates others. Each one of us, reach one of us, teach one of us. You know, and it's that if none of us own knowledge, is something that gotta be passed on to every other man. So you can't hold it and think you're controlling it and you're big and bossy. You see, because we just left you. You see, that's why I'm sure we say humbleness, my brethren, right? That the humble calf is going to suck the most milk, you know, and humble thyself, because if you don't humble yourself, you know, and humble yourself, you're going to be debased, you know. So this is a very serious time for I and I of prophecy and history and I and I life. Because prophecy and history don't come together for I and I. As Rasta people, we don't deal with no illusion, you know. So I now had an opportunity to go to Zion, to heaven. There's no way I could tell you I wanted to return. I was ready to dash away every document, brethren, and just get lost in the continent. You know, and the motherland controls some magic to which it'll make you feel like I ain't letting you go. You're here. You ain't need to leave. You're here and you don't feel that security, you know. But if you didn't have family to return to and business and things like that.
I was gonna say that shows how responsible they are is as a brethren, because even though you get that call, you know you have your responsibility. Yeah, because when you try Africa, you will start meet a lot of brethren who leave them family, you know, King, in the West and never return and have new family. They just all it. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of brethren like that.
Enough warrior there up there. Enough warrior there up there. The reason for enough of them ancient warrior them come out of Yara, live there 15 years, man from the Bahamas, people from America. Now, the continent is now a place, especially South Africa, holds something special because now, you know, apartheid played a major part now in South Africa, you know, and, you know, we know about these man here now where the fullness of South Africa, man like Steve Biko and them man was some serious warrior same way, you see. And when we check out the fullness of these man here, and we realize what the system tried to do to create the apartheid regime and the scheme down there, you know, with two man like President Botha and them kind of boy there. Can we study about them, you know, and we know how they bring AIDS into the motherland and so, you know, by bringing prostitution in South Africa, you know, to try to cause AIDS virus to the about in the place, you know. We know about Cecil Roads and them boy, you know, what turned wrong and build railroad system from down in Cape to Cairo, you know, my lad. So when King Emmanuel said, yeah, black Israelite have to travel from Cape to Cairo, I get a chance to go from the Cape and I go head to Cairo same way. And I go head past Cairo too. Because you know what Cecil Roads and them boy there in them man grave right now, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and to their great-grandchildren and their lineages. This is a curse unto them what they have done to the motherland. What they have done to the motherland, where the xenophobic behavior is so serious and so rampant, you know, even to the tribalism and all, to keep our brethren and sisters them apart, you know. Like I said, it's a beautiful side to it all, you know, but at the same time, we have to see those social ills what have been going on in there, as we've been studying a long time about, you know what I'm saying, the 1975 riot and all these things where they killed enough youth in Soweto. You see? We talking about these things here because even though we talk about Nelson Mandela, we know that there were certain things when you're there in the land, the youth them to show you about the thing what take place. That's why the Europeans, them or the Afrikaners decided they want to take over Cape Town down that parts and the blacks go have Johannesburg, brethren.
Okay.
There's a lot of things were going on with Soweto and these places where they have mining going on and all kind of lead and all kind of different things in the water system, like trying to poison off our people again through a slow poisoning. There's a lot these people are facing too in all their beautifulness as warriors over there standing up. But now when we relate to them about what we went through the transatlantic slave trade and what we have got through every day as Rastafari people, we have this thing that brings us together in such a way that they're very emotional about what we have been through. They're very sensitive to what we have been through because they know we've been through a lot. That's why when we return, they don't want us to leave. They want us dead amongst them. You could see it in the eyes when you're leaving. You know, many tears don't get shed because you know what? You don't reconnect to your true self. And like I tell my brethren the other day, I'm an in home, I'm an leave home. Right now, as a sojourner in the Western world, as a weary wanderer. But as the hymn said, weary wanderer, stop and listen. Happy news I bring to thee. Negus has prepared a banquet. Come and welcome thou shalt be. So I man had to go and entertain my reservation and entertain now the king now calling me to the supper same way too. You see, I man not denying my invitation.
No.
To
Many
suffer
call, few chosen, and
yes, my God.
they are answering. The only thing I request there is visit Ghana before you decide to
Oh
put the
yes.
speedy redemption.
Oh
Before
yes.
you drop the speedy redemption in South Africa, visit Ghana. Come, I want some of the veggie burger them, the nut burger them, in a
Oh,
Ghana where we're there.
well, we want it to be all over the whole of the continent because if you
Yes,
say
sir.
the continent is big enough now that we as a people have this opportunity magnified by 1,000 times over. And I
Yes,
want
sir.
people to understand that the business opportunities in the motherland and the opportunities to enlighten your brother and sister in the continent, we who coming out of the Caribbean as Rasta people play a very significant role in bridging that gap between the motherland and the brothers in America that making all the millions and millions of dollars, and them say them a black man and them a waste them donny. They gone done. Because you know why? They still in the West playing games when they supposed to go home and build healing centers for the people and make more lights. Now, Johannesburg developed, yes, true indeed, but still have the townships and the outskirts where all 2.5 million ghetto youth who ain't no running water and sewage and lights. Eh?
Wow.
When man attack about ghetto, when no police can't enter them place and thing, ain't no joke business. No go zone. You hear? And then people will come out clean and sharp. And when you look in the same shanty town, then the man got clean car park up out there too, because they still hold a pride within themselves. These are the shanty towns where you see hundreds of youths walking along the streets, going places. Wherever they're going, just going places and along the road. I noticed you got these white boys who are in the country with their backpack and they're talking to 5 and 6 little youth, twice 9, 10, 11, 12. Because these youth they out there in the country from them young, and the people them come in there with them rainbow coalition. And they come in there with a lot of vulgarity and a lot of people dealing with a lot of things amongst the people them wine right. And the youth them same way in Africa, very bright and very beautiful. They are the future of the motherland. And I'm telling you, my brethren, when you look in the youth them eyes, you can see that burning flame for a brighter tomorrow. And they
man, you feel it, the
anticipating
hope,
it,
the
my
hope.
brethren.
Yeah, and you don't feel that energy so much in the West again, you know.
No,
It's like a sinking
brethren.
sun, but in Africa you feel that hope and that brighter tomorrow. You feel like you're on the cusp of something mighty, you know. And you know, I always say, my brethren, big up Bingi Shaw and Habisha family in Ghana. We always say we wanted to be on the welcoming committee when it come on to. Yes, sir.
Ras Bingi. Warrior, yes. Me love you, no brother. You hear?
Yeah, man. Watch that episode if the item haven't seen that episode with the brethren Bingi Shan talking about the Ghana chart. But we're going home, and our generation, because the guy is 1 year older than I, you know, we're in the same generation. I'm a 77 born, but our generation, we're starting to break those barriers. We're starting to go home. We're establishing businesses. We are taking what the elders handed to us, and we are creating the reality that they saw the vision. They fought for the vision. They took the persecution to preserve the vision, to hand it to us on a platter. And our generation is really the generation now that is tasked to build it for our children, to really take it to the next level. So me really, as I say, I look to the eye as an example of the heights of what the liberty can provide if you stay faithful, because nobody can say, if you're a failure in life, you cannot say it's because of Rastafari do that.
No,
because
brother.
I know too much when succeeding in the liberty is your action make you a failure. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and we want that to be clear.
Clear.
Haile Selassie, I never fail. I would be a liar if I come on this big platform and tell people Haile Selassie I fail one time. I would be a liar. Never fail I. So and we trod some perilous place and get through to the powers of the king. So we don't have no doubt right now. But we've gone 2 hours plus already, King. I want to just give thanks for your time. If you have any questions, if you're watching live, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Let us know you're watching from as well. If you're gonna watch this on the replay, give thanks for coming in. Give thanks for supporting the platform. You know what I mean? We'll reason, you know what I mean, offline on some things, but I just want to give thanks for for the family. No, this is your platform. Anything the item promote, anything that the item want get to the global family, just know that I'm a call away. Lion Voice just reach out. The item have an open invitation. Also, I just want to hold on there. I see DJ Ras Iman, bless up Mama Rashama, Real Warriors, I Sistrin, yes I, blessing. Big up Freeway Dread, Lion Pride and Patreon checking in. Big up Freeway Dread, Order the Lion Pride and Patreon. We have to just give thanks for the eye. Like I said, this is the eye platform. Anything that the eye have, any fullness that the eye them want to share, I need to interview the eye wife, and then I want to talk to both of the item for my show Lion Love, because right now I've been talking to the sistren about their love experiences, but I want to start talking to couples that have been together so we can start get those stories out to the people. You know, we're also doing the series on second and third generation, so I'm going to invite the eye forward to sit on one of those panels as well. You know what I mean? So there's a lot, you know. I like interview, give thanks, power of full. Yes, I DJ Ras Iman, give thanks for staying with I and I. Get ready for the interview to DJ Ras Iman. No feel no way. I hear platform this too.
True that.
Yeah, man, I hear platform this too, you know.
Hey, that's what I want to tell you, Rastafari, right?
Yeah.
I really want to tell him, man, first and foremost, that I give thanks even for the I reaching out to I and allowing I to be I and I self, because I don't have to put on no facade in no kind of way. And this is how I love to be, just my natural self free. When I in my serious mode, I when I in a laugh and a joy, I too. But I am still I self, you know. And I give thanks same way for the many years of Rastafari liberty and Rastafari teachings, and the many elders who been a guidance to I and an inspiration to I and I. Many of them have transitioned, and there are many who are here right now, and they know who they are, you know. I want to send out some special love to one of my brethren, Warrior Ganjanero, right now in Fort Lauderdale, to on a healing journey. You know, I want to send out some healing love to my other sister and sister Jawe too, and send out some love energy to one of my queen mother, them same way again today. You know who you is in our queen mama, you see? Because we return from the motherland and we still deal with certain things in the midst of joy. We wife, sister just lost a youth man who is 19 years old, Prince Janai. You know, a couple of days ago, same time, you know, and just calling his name is to keep his name in remembrance and honor of this young Rastafari youth who were not even exposed to the world fully yet, and he was very pure, you know, and he transitioned about a few days ago within I family. We are dealing with them fullness there too, you see, but they say in the midst of joy and in the midst of pain, we still a whole firm, you see. So when people see we them know we are dealing with a real life in real time, you see, because that's how the thing set my brethren from long time, you know, and we done a face enough losses already in this life already. And right now, even the journey with Africa is to be that win for I and I. But over this journey, we lose many ones. Many of our loved ones have been hurt and went through many experiences. And we don't carry ourselves anywhere we go. We don't carry ourselves. Because that's one thing we know. When we wake up and look in the mirror, is we one face we have to see and give thanks and praises for life. Same way you hear, my brethren, but this life is real, my brethren. And with the breath in the I and the strength in the heart in the I and everything in the I, all I to do is just fulfill I part in this creation of selfless service as a Rasta man, and to make the change, effective change in this life. And every person that I meet, I can make some effective change in their life as Rastafari, you see? So what I'm saying is that we depend on work, you know, and we depend on a journey, you know, and while we have the time in this life and the breath and the energy in ourselves, we just know so that we have to fulfill these things, because we can't not fulfill these things because we not go feel wholesome, you know, we not go feel whole, you know. I want to tell you this, Kwasi, You are a piece of my puzzle in my life that was missing. Because a lot been taken away from I and I same way too. That can be returned. And that's why we assess social equity. So we're saying, yeah, long time Rasta people have to build them own university, own school, and we own factories and manufacturing and so and distribution companies. Long time now, we have to bridge the gap between the motherland same way. Because she have a lot for I and I same way to offer, and we have a lot to offer her same time. You see? And we can never give up hope and never give up on ourselves, Rasquasi. You know, I say I would love to take many of my elders, them who I know they are so a whole out for 50 years in a Rastafari and I have been Gihara, who still never see the continent yet, my brethren. You see? So right now we are set up ourselves where we can set certain things in place that we can even be able to help these ones to setting up NGOs and setting up a non-profit organization and think to where certain level of funding and what we can build ourselves as funding that can help some of our brethren and elders reach to the motherland. You see, now we have to still have elderly homes over there built for them too. So when they reach there, they can sit in after them long journey in the West, a fight with the West and a fight with economical poverty and all kind of thing. Them not have to die in the West, my brethren.
No, we want them at home as master teachers,
Yes,
teaching the
Dada.
youth of Africa, because they have value. They have
Yes,
hours of information, so
yes,
they can get paid too for their works, because they're not charity cases, they're valuable resources. And we have to, like I say, our generation, our age group, going to have to build this infrastructure, and that's what we're doing with this network, is just identifying, because the workers in different areas are going to see the eye, and in due season, because I have this reason with Honorable Priest Kailash, with others, how we can just bring the energy together, come together, invest in some businesses and start move on a level, we are big people now, all our way at the things. How can we, create a collective that we can start invest, my brethren Bingi Shana get ready for going at the construction business, building infrastructure, so construction, food. We're working on an ITAL certification standard. We have plans and things. So we're going to bring all this together. This network is going to televise the uprising for the people. But we're not stagnant. I tell people the glory years for Rastafari was not the 70s. It's in front of us. If you think you've seen anything, I have news for the item. The item haven't seen nothing yet, family. This thing is going to be so mightyful, the powers that His Majesty have. I've seen it, and it's manifesting.
Majesty. Well, give thanks same way, because now we say that reggae is bigger than music. So we say yes to we little brother same time too, Yes, Jayut, it's true. You see, because when we go there and we realize that the infrastructure in the motherland is even more up to par than Los Angeles and Miami. When we go there and realize that there is billions, not millions, but billions and billions and billions of unused acreage of land that agriculture is supposed to be taking over these land. When we pass through now, because we take a journey now, my brother, from Johannesburg to Cape Town, and it's 18 hours bus ride and a Greyhound. And I make that journey. When the brethren them leave and the third year, I stay there for 12 days on my own in the land, my lad. Okay? By myself, and just make the journey with my brethren Ras Crosby were from Cape Town, so I could sight up the crocus bag, the sackcloth Rastaman them, gather some herbs and things, and meet the Rastaman them in Marcus Garvey Park down in Cape Town, another rough and tough area. If you ever ask anybody about Marcus Garvey Park down there, Cape Town, they will let you know. So you see, Rastafari got to come in the land and do the work with the healing seminars, the lectures, the hands-on program, agriculture. Bring your skills and your knowledge where you got to the motherland that going to waste in the Western world, or people ignoring you. You can't stay too long itching up with talk with who ignoring you and ain't showing you no energy to progress and prosper. You got to cut off them dead weight, so that you can now see in yourself where you can reach the motherland within this life and give a contribution to this world over there, because the motherland is on the rise. Me care what no one say. The
I seen it,
motherland is
and
on the rise, brother.
I live in it, and I get excited, so I have to just balance and pace myself, because these type of talk get I excited because I know what's coming. I've seen, we're a part of it, so we give thanks. Any final sound that I want to block into the global Rastafari family, and then also how can one plug in, because I know the item are also supplying the veggie burgers, or at least they are the more reasonable supplying them to the grocery stores, and just give us a fullness of what the item have going on. Any final words sound to the global family?
Yes, within a long and short, we are also in the process of bringing this veggie burger to the world, to the global arena, on a levels where it's mass production. Yes, true indeed, where we can create some employment, same way, and the motherland have every ingredient I need for me to make millions and billions of veggie burger. Because when I go over there and I man sight up the fullness of the land and the establishments, and I realize that there is so much franchises over there from Europe, from all over the world, and they're raping the motherland still. And I should have the right and the privilege in this life to go in the motherland with a holistic liberty, same way like you mentioned, Prescalish, and then I was dealing with a holistic liberty down there in St. Lucia. Now these man, and so Ras Bobby the herbalist, and many of these man,
Big up Ras Bobby, yes I.
Ras Ulu, and then man who have been to the motherland too. We talking about many people in our country who once like Sister Benita were taking a pumpkin seed, and instead of making a soybean tofu over processed, she makes the pumpkin seed like pump food they call it, and reasoning to these people over there, these are the things one need to be there so that they don't make the little youth that them in Africa get overdeveloped and the body looking over mature and thing right now.
Yes.
Too. You see all these things going on. So you who just sit down every day and criticize your brother and your sister need to now get up and realize that you got work for you to do. You see, and that work also consists of you being within a collective as well too. You see, now working together same way, because that's the African concept, Ubuntu. You see, and learn to work together as brethren, and the same principles that I talk about for Kwanzaa, incorporate them principles in your everyday life. You see, now in terms of black economics, let your economical dollar circulate amongst your brother and sister that have the little business and the little venture, the little stall, even if they must sell fruit, you see, on the side road. You see, because guess what? If that circulate 8, 9, 10 times amongst I and I, we more stronger with our economics, so we can create now with black economical structure and stronger and firmer again. And right now we need some black owned banks. Right now in the motherland open for it. We need more of them same bus liner like Greyhound, but owned by I and I, taking the African from one point to the next, and so. You see, we need more nurses. The place need good health care, and so that will come in so beautiful for the people, because the people who are there trying to give these people these things right now are not for them, if you catch the drift. I want people who out there that got the knowledge and the skills to know that the motherland is awaiting them with the little gifts that the Most High has blessed them with within themselves, that they need to return to the land now, strengthen up themselves mentally, spiritually, and get themselves ready to return to the motherland. Because they are, when I flying over there and you see the amount of Caucasian, some of them is 400 pounds taking up 200 seats, Some of them got cane in their hand and they can't walk good. You seeing them flooding the plane going over there. You see? And you're looking around and you can only count how much faces look like your own self going over there on some of these planes.
Serious.
You know what I mean? And they flooding the continent and establishing themselves.
And we're afraid. We're afraid. And all these ones take it like it's a vacation.
Yeah, we're
first
afraid.
time I went to Africa, that was one thing that really shook I, because I looked on the plane and said, where is I and I? It get better now. But in them first days, especially because we were flying through Europe, you see a whole heap of Europeans, and you say, wait, why they tell us that it was just flies and big bellies and starvation? What they,
That's what I see, man. We never see that when we were there. We never see no youth who are dirty and sorry and the skin looking bad. The youth them looking beautiful and they looking healthy, but at the same time they can even have a more healthier, productive life by us now coming forward with the knowledge what we have to share that with them so that some of the bad habits don't stick on the next generation of African youth to destroy their health with high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these other diseases where we can havoc and the people same way. Because same time again, like I say, when we live in these little small island, I come from an island that is 32 square miles. St. Thomas is only 32 square miles.
Wow.
You know, when you consider this, the size of that will fit in South Africa a million times, my brethren.
Serious.
You are trying to show them, man. Now, instead of me fussing and fighting with people every day, I looking at a bigger scope and a bigger picture, like the I say, you know. And while being there were many charitable moments that I was charitable to my African brothers and sisters that I saw through the land. They didn't have to come and beg we for nothing. That's the thing now. A lot of people, I want to say this clear, Rasquasi, before I go in my final words, you know. A lot of people will think they could go in the motherland, right, and misuse the youth them because of the love and the loyalty, and misuse the African youth and the African brethren and sister in them, and molest the little children them, and so they better know what them are deal with in our brethren. Now tell the I in our brethren, because a lot of them come around playing this role quasito like they look like we, but Rasta with locks and turban too, and enough of them moving like Epstein and Puff Daddy them, you know. Brethren, I show the man something, you know, my lad. You see, I man, brethren, I man is a serious youth for Rastafari, you know. We don't shake too easy, you know. But I'm telling you, you know, as a warning to them, you know. Stop going in a continent with our Western wall corruption, you know. Stop bringing it out of the Caribbean island them too, and going in there so with our drunkardness influencing the youth them to drink Hennessy and thing, you know. The son look at the man. A lot of boy playing with himself in this last judgment, you know. You see, a lot of man sometimes be unfit. This is why they do them are holding harder within themselves and standing firm. Need to now set up themselves. Because this is what taking place all over the world, and we dealing with reality. We dealing with not skin teeth, not jokey crocodile business.
No, I born loosey goosey.
Ones that can make the youth them aware in the motherland too, that in everybody will come under this image come for their best interests, my brethren. And this is whether you're white or black, because we say Naya Bingi Ada interpret life for the righteous, death to the wicked. Naya Bingi Ada against all black and white down presser.
All black and white, non-partial.
Any one of them, my brethren, you hear? Because you see the good and the bad. You see, Marcus Garvey say a prophecy, you know. And him say, watch, you know, the good, right, I go in the land, and the bad one, I go come out, you know. But you see the bad now trying to go in the land, motherland, I go spoo them out in this last judgment.
Spit them out, man. Spit them out. I've seen it, man. They spit them out, and they get terrible judgment. So
terrible judgment.
We give thanks for the highlighting that, because that's a reality. You know what I mean?
Don't play with the motherland.
Yeah,
with the people. These are
if
people
you're not
we love.
if you're not on the healing frequency right now,
love the people.
You're going to go into the pit of fire, the lake of fire.
Yeah, man, you see, you can't take the Western world in the motherland, my brethren. That's pollution.
No.
We don't do a pollution affair. You see, we don't deal with Mussolini gangsterism and badmanism going over in the motherland. You see, there's a refinement of the spirit that needs to happen, where a lot of ones need to really face the fire to see if there's really gold. Because when the fire burn, you're going to know who is gold and not, you know, Rasta brethren. This is a serious time. We give thanks to a man like Bongo Wisely and them ancient there too. Because them ancient I and I the cult vibe up with too. Two different format and different ways and means of network and communications, you know. And I honor these Elia too, you know. From which part I get to Jamaica, not for the mighty Ella, them will hold up to this thing here. We say honors to them, same way my beloved brethren. You see,
you see
love, you know.
Bongo Wisely said, you know, great testimony, ambassador, keep the fire burning, my lord, you know.
Majesty.
And I give thanks, Bongo Wisely, never leave I and I out. But you heard what the brethren say, circulate the Rastafari dollar. I don't, you know, World War III is upon us. Armageddon War is upon us. I don't want people to feel helpless. You know, the way that we resist, the way that we fight this war is to live up, you know what I mean? Circulate the Rastafari dollar amongst I and I, join an organization. This is not a time for the lone lion and lioness. This is the time to organize and centralize. Anyone who does not obey, this is going to be consumed by the great tribulation that is coming upon mankind. So Mecca and I come together and do what we know that we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Just do it. It's not hard. You know what I mean? It's just that we have to do it. Some of that money you circulating, join the Lion Pride on Patreon, even if it's $5 a month. We need a strong Rastafari independent non-aligned media to document this uprising. One of the things I always say is I wish as a young Ras that we were documenting more of the works, you know what I mean? So that we could record. There are so many events, so many works that we did, so many things that, you know, would be so valuable now. So I learned from that early part, because them time that we are born camera, you know what I mean? We are born, you know, all them things there, but we realize as we get old and wiser, because enough of the Asians we were among, if we had camera them time, them I tell you them, wow, you know what I mean? But we were born in camera, and, you know, we had to go through that as young Ras. But now we're older now, and we realize, all right, to preserve the integrity and the tradition and the archive, we have to start to document. So support Rastafari independent non-aligned media. Join us on the Patreon. We're looking for 100 people by January 1st in the Patreon. We have 20 right now. So we are 1/5 of the way there. But I need all of the family, you know what I mean? Support the thing. I give thanks for the I give thanks for the family.
Majesty.
Everything that the I represent, that the I stand for, you know what I mean? It's so powerful. I'm inspired, you know, leaving this reason, and I feel energized, you know, even by the I. And we're gonna talk offline, you know what I mean? Not everything we record, but we still, you know, not everything is for the camera, but we're working, you know what I mean? And
that's it.
I feel joyful for identify other workers, other brethren who are leading their families responsibly. You know, I and I time for link up now and set the thing.
Yes.
So
long live the spirit of Robert Sibuku, you know. Yes, long live the spirit of Robert Sibuku. Yeah, for real. Because check the fullness, you know. Right now there's a mass movement taking place with what going on with Israel and so down them parts there.
Yes.
And through the same mass movements led a migration of people to come to Azania and decide them are Afrikaner and set up enough border, enough immigration law against with brother and sister them. Some are actually illegals in South Africa and are so them banned. What me I say is now, brethren, right? This mass movement is very serious. And one can check this. This is up to last strand. This was in the news over there in South Africa, Cape Town, where these people looking to come establish a whole nother Cape Town if they can do it, with people who are coming from over in the Israelis. So I just want the item to know that this land is the land for Israelites too, you know, say, and for I and I fullness, you know, as in the house of Israelite, you know. Yeah. So we have to return same way too, you know, say. Because these mass movements are going and people are trying to shut door up and I and I too, and, you know, create certain laws and certain things to keep I and I, you know, separate.
Yeah, man. That's the front line. The continent is still the front line, so we have work to do.
Yes, man.
But give thanks for sharing with our audience. This one is going to be well watched. I know this one will be well loved. And you hear it here, family. We are here hearing from the lion's mouth, you know what I mean? Go to the brethren Facebook, Ambassadah 7.
Yes,
watch the journey in South Africa. Powerful journey. And you know we do it here. Yes.
And check out Moambessa on Instagram, MOAMBASSA Moambessa. That's I and I same way on the Instagram too, you know. And like you said, you can check the eye on the facial book there because, you know. Yeah, we are dealing with a technology on an upful way same time, and it done there so we are dealing with it in an upful manner. Yes, give thanks. Yes.
Natural. So you know,
So check. Them can check the Speedy Redemption also page on Facebook and
highly.
and them can check it on Google and cite up the ratings and all the fullness same way, you know.
Yeah, man. And if you're in St. Thomas, make sure you visit Speedy Redemption. We're gonna have the Brethren Queen on the platform and the two of them together. This is just part one, family. So make sure that they are them. Stay tuned. Why? Because the time has come for
That's
the lion.
Give thanks, brother. Love alone. It was a joy to be here with the eye and free up in such a heartical way. And I must say, give thanks before I leave to my dear beloved Empress Karima, to my royal princess Lekeda, just make her 24th Earth Strong, to my little princess Nzinga and my little grandson Prince Kujo, my little youth daughter Princess Jadea, same way. And we want to say bless up to youth man Adonai. You might make him Earth Strong on November 3rd, my little coronation prince. Then we have Ras Tafari, you know, my little warrior son. We are whole up on the ends down there, where daddy there in the motherland too. And then we have a little youth man named I Am Saidi, which is with 6 youth, same way, Prince I Am. And then we have a little Prince Emmanuel, same with the 7th one, you know. So I want to say give thanks to them because I through them enough for this manifest with I and I. You see, because working together, there can be no failure. And we work together as a family to make Speedy Redemption really give us a redemption.
Aye, give thanks, aye. So the time has come, family, for the lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice.
Yeah. Rastafari, Abakidos, Kadamawi, Xavier, Heart of Love, Ten Excellence.
Yes, people, this is Michael Shemaya representing. I say, hear the Lion Voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
The time has come for lions to tell I and I own story. Yes, you're listening to Lion's Voice. I and I is Rastafari chilling from the island of St. Croix. Yeah, I'm bringing to your Rastafari vibes. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Babylon born when Rasta come together. Can you feel it? Rastafari, because Babylon done when I and I come together. Look how we live together, look how we work together, Whoa, Babylon done when Rasta come together. Hail I, Rastafari, His Majesty and Empress men in bless. Yeah man, hail him from St. Croix, Rastafari, hail him.
Aye.
Greetings, I'm Sister Aisha Diana Conwood, currently the Assistant Commissioner of Agriculture for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Time for the lioness to roar. You know, this is the lion's voice. Lioness, let's roar, lion pour. Ah!
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.